You little silly boy. Snow. Ba, 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 ba. Break Mother's back. There's no one here. If there's no one here, I'm not even streaming. Okay. If no one shows up, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. There is the door, and the door won. Cause I just bad week, very bad week. I'd rather be anywhere else. Really. There's no one to tell me what to do with myself. Swoon and everything. I just kind of want to listen to Turtle Village also. Boom, 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 boom. Super Mario Odyssey for Smoo? What the frick? That gets a pensive cowboy for me. One of my favorite emotes. Someone made it for me. What a great guy that was. All right, I'll turn on a jam. Bop 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 bop. Bop 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 bop. You know what? How about you want to know what I want to really do right now? Do you want to know what I really want to do right now? Did you know what I really want to do with them? Hold on, I'll get you there in a minute. I've been playing not this. Why am I in D&D Books Unpacked? Why am I in that folder of all folders in the universe? What I really want to do, what I really want, what I really finish this heretic playthrough I'm doing. Okay, you got that? You got that? You mother put up them dukes, boy. Put up them dukes, boy. Is this even visible? Hello? How does this not working? Shadow Riders must capture recommended. Why isn't this working? That can't be good. Oh boy. Oh boy. I can't look at the recording setup because I can't, because this fucking software sucks. Nah. Does it just not know how to clip into this? Hell yeah, crashed! It always does that. Fuck you, GZ Doom. Oh, this is advanced crashing. There's my mouse cursor. It trapped my mouse cursor before it crashed. Now that's what I call art. God damn! Why are you like this, GZ Doom? Why do you have so many difficulties just running with fucking OBS? Okay, there it is. Oh yeah, it crashed again. because it's made of fucking tissue paper and it just falls apart the second it gets a chance. Oh boy, it just doesn't like this. Video capture either. I don't know why. Something about GZ Doom just not know how to play nice with this. Window title must match. Find the same executable. Maybe that works. Because I had issues with my camera, with like my camera on Teams, and turns out whatever the fuck the camera does, it doesn't like the fact that your camera is doing certain things. Can you tap into it, bud? Tap into it. Come on. And it crashed! Because it's made of tissue paper! Fuck you, GZ Doom. Get out of my house. Why can you not just work with... All I'm asking is that you can just fucking work while OBS is running. Jesus! Anyway, like I said, I'd rather be doing anything else if no one's going to show up. So hey, welcome to the confusing stream where you didn't know this was going to be happening. This level has been, I mean, to be fair, a lot of this has just been a pain in the keister. What am I using this? What am I using? It's not that, not the BFG. I want to use this. These guys suck. Ah! Luckily, a little ovum shit. Ugh, fucking hell. I need my ovums ready. I see. What I really want is I want to have this active. I forgot. You have to... Fucking hell. Because those guys still work. Do I want to use my Ring of Invisibility on this? Not really. Sweet mother of pearl. See, Jesus, why do you always use the fucking whirlwind attack? Oh, it's the stupid attack that everyone hates. Isn't that great? Why should we use any other attack than the one that everyone hates? Where are you? I know there's other Batman around here. Hello, Batman. Evil guy. Jerk. I know there's another Durg around, but I don't know where he is. Holds the button. Fix my shit. Oh, there he is. I don't know what GZ Doom, but can you include a fucking power-up timer? I'm just saying I'd be very happy if there's one. Oh, actually, is there one? Fun fact, I discovered... Timers. Maybe time remaining. Time Bomb of the Ancients. Show time widget. Show time. Why is that? Two different things. Show echo time, skill, modulation time. Oh, this is for sound. Where's the other boutin? Over here. He's Squidward. I'm Squidward. Are there any other Squidwards I need to know about? This fucking level, man. Gumption. That's what it's got. It's got gumption. I mean, a lot of this has had gumption, to the point that I don't know if the repeat playthrough is going to be all that much smoother. Woo! Get low that fucking billboard. Oh no, it's every Batman. I don't want to do this. Like, I just don't like the fucking game you're playing here, buddy. The fucking coddled masses. What? No, who should... Was that like 8 different people hit me at once? Because that's entirely plausible, actually. Listen, I don't fucking care about this, okay? It's like, I don't have any ammo. What do you want from me? Fun fact, this thing has homing. I didn't know it had homing, but it has homing apparently. Jesus! There's still people spawning in. There's still a fucking queue. Of course, you're summoning those guys in. Why not? Why not? Why fucking not, huh? Why not? Why not? Dang. I guess that's where the fucking enemy budget went, huh? Anything useful in here? I guess this. Jesus, I hate this. Like, why didn't you quick save, Safi? You made progress, ya bingus! Why did you pick that up? Why'd you pick that up, Safi? Why'd you pick that up? Use this, okay? You need the AoE. There's some more stuff for the fun gun, I guess. Rather maybe pick up the fucking Tomes of Power? I don't know. Oh, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Thank you. That's a tall ceiling. So clean out a little bit, I guess. Problem, those stupid ass, they don't go away easy. I would love to pick those up, but I'm not allowed. I'm just not allowed. Oh, this would be such a good time to use. I mean, to be fair, this is a good time for this too. That's a lot of Iron Liches, though. Woo! Get a load of this guy, huh? I love how you could tell when they use that stupid fucking tornado attack. Hate it. Boink, 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 boink. Oh, they're almost dead. We're about to clear house, buddy! Dang. There's so many tornadoes! They have to get stuck on a wall for a bit. I think that's the only time they go away. Well, I'm full on cool boy runes, I guess. I got a lot of eggs for my troubles. You will give me an egg, as a wise man once said. Really, all those Iron Liches was really necessary. Where do we even go from here? I guess to the north, because there's a thing over there. Oh, that's just the exit. That's just the exit. I wave my hands at it in generalizations. There's the exit. We did it. There's no one here. And like I said, I'm not even interested. I'm not even interested. Oh, shit. Well, there goes my fire for Knugen. By the way, this WAD does not give you the mighty torch. You are left to look for yourself. Use your own eyeballs. Maybe I should bring the flashlight mod in just for kicks. Oh, who the fuck are you? Are you the Sparrow? You don't look like him. I don't like you either way. I don't know what to use, actually. I don't even know how strong the BFG attack is. Okay, judging by this, it's fucking hot dog shit. That's what it is. Jesus, does not take a bite out of those guys. Not a nibble. Let's just hit him with the old classic then. Aren't there a bunch of enemies that are like super ultra mega resistant to the Sir, I'm not trying to aim for you, okay? How about you keep that shit to yourself? Oh, they straight up are countered. They are not just reflected, they are countered. Could you die? Like, we get it, buddy. You're really big and tough. Oh, boy. Ouch. That's me. That's one bad boy taken care of. Oh, thank you, Despero, for fucking off. Crossbow is good with the Book of Power, though. Tome of Power really makes that oofy. And I just love the term oofy. You will not stop me. I cannot be hindered in my quest to call it oofy. Oh, it's a super Despero man. I don't like this guy very much. Oh, that's just him. Oh. Oh, that's why you're doing this. Damn. Well, you know what the old guy said. There's no kill like overkill. Especially when there's 15,000 Desperos. Woo! What we in the business like to call a heavy ornament. I want this one. Ugh, whatever, if you're gonna give me a power-up, there we go. No, I want that one. Thank you. Plasma! I want my plasma! It's my 5 for some reason. I just need someone else to do my work for me, okay? I want someone else to do my homework. Are these guys spawning in, or are they just a limited supply? Despero, where do you get your infinite disciples? And can I get some? I don't like that guy. He doesn't like me. So that makes 2 of us. Yeah, there's still 250. I don't even know if in Heretic you can ever actually increase enemy counts. Because I know there's no resurrection guys or anything, so... that option's out of the gate. Oh, you get to shoot those 2, you jackass? You little sassy bastard? So how strong is just the oomphy? Well, there he goes. I picked up the red key. What a cool key, I guess. I wonder if I needed the red key to activate that object. Never checked it. I'll be honest, if that's it, I'm kind of disappointed, because all the other levels were a fucking pain in the ass. I think that was it. What is this? I mean, the Chaos Device sent me back to the beginning, right? Which I guess is useful for picking up some stuff in the first room, but... that's the end of the level, isn't it? Oh, no! Oh, hey, there's a guy here. Poor guy showed up late to the job! Poor guy. I should have used more Tomes of Power, but honestly, the Tomes of Power, I don't know if I would have really benefited from any of them in that context. Cool Hexen door, my man. That's a lot of text. I'm not reading that. Okay, so, to put it bluntly, that's it, I guess. What a disappointing final boss, considering how bullshit everything else was. Sure fucking went the other way, huh? I can jump again, because it's been re-enabled. I didn't know you could disable that. The Fire Maze getting replaced with the Nova thing is such a common trick nowadays. Everyone does it. Everyone and their fucking granny. That was neat, though. I gotta say, I think the Fire Maze would have made more sense. Because the Nova rune is like a weird BFG hybrid, and like there's like 1 or 2 fights where I really give a shit about it. It does not work the way the weapons you want, you know. So go to heck. There is also a Berserk upgrade. As in, quite literally an upgrade that works like Berserk. It gives you more melee attack. It straight up swaps you to it and everything. Like, they know what's up. They know what's up. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Well, unfortunately, no one has shown up for the actual story stream, so I guess that's that. So I guess that's that. I guess that's that. I guess we're just not having a stream today. Crossbow. Sir, I'm using my crossbow. Hello? I'm not appreciating how many people are in this room with me. Listen, I know if I was doing a seance, this would be like a proper amount of people to do a seance with, but I'm not doing a seance, guys. Please, lie down. Get a nap. I love how this game's Revenants are like just goons, you know? They look like Revenants, they act like Revenants. They got an annoying attack, they're all over the place. They get a little bit too much screen time for how much I can be bothered. I mean, I like them. I don't even know what they're called. I think they're just called Revenants, actually. That would make sense. Technically, there's nothing precluding them from being Revenants. Oh, it's Fire Mace Orbs. It's Mace Orbs instead of Nova Runes. I guess the thing most people hate about the Fire Mace is it's such a goofy weapon compared to everything. I think Scary Dave just showed up. The corner of my eye picks up Scary Dave energies. Guy who has only ever seen one Dave. I'm getting big Scary Dave energies from this. God, I miss this. I miss just being able to shoot. This is the problem that I have with big Slaughter Watts. Slaughter Watts is, to me, where the combat becomes incomprehensible. And this is, you know, you just have a little, you shoot a little pistol, you shoot a little gun. Yeah! I get to be methodical on an individual enemy base instead of just blasting my way through an entire room of jackasses. Like, calling the herd is its own thematic styling. I'm always in the mood for that. That guy spooked me. Just a little bit, but enough to spook me. Sir, please, I'm trying to get spooked. Torch. Heavy torch gun. That's what I say. Let's beat this level and we'll go to the question. Scary Dave, while we are waiting, I'm gonna put up the poll. Those up can also input their opinion. How do I put in the poll? YouTube? Where's the poll button? There you go. I found it. Nothing to. What's the name again? No! You know what I'm gonna do? Because I think it's kind of funny. I think I'll get a good laugh out of it. Born to inherit the stars. It's way cuter. It's way cuter. It's way cuter. It's just cute. And while you guys sort yourselves out, you know, I'm gonna go shoot some demons. I'm gonna go shoot my inner demons. No, these aren't demons. These are just dudes. Golems, I guess. Get out of here, golem. Well, I'm sorry I made you watch when I hugged that gator. I'm also not sorry. I'm only sorry in the legal sense, not sorry in the actual emotional sense. Gosh, I forgot what, like, a decent mod that doesn't try to spank me every 5 minutes felt like. What a year for the Gakko Awards. It's all ball busters. My balls are so thoroughly busted. Jesus. Absolutely thrashed testicles. Definitely not what I needed this week, though. Actually, I would have preferred if they were a little more spread out, but they're like, oh, just one big clump of, hey, you want to get high, kid? Oh man, the blacks are black. That's how I like my darkness. What are we doing there again? I can't ovum that man! Oh shit, there's multiple. Ah! Well. Whoa! Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Ah! Stop! Why? Why is that always the attack used? It's because every other attack I can ignore. But the fucking jackass whirlwind is like, no, I'm around. I'm not saying the ice attack doesn't hurt like hell. Just that a man... By the way, when he flashes, he does in fact become invisible. He attains the properties of etherealness, which means he can ignore certain projectiles. Yeah, just so you have a little fun, you know, on the side, you know, on the sly. Have a little lark. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. Fire mace. What does it do? It shoots little plasma projectiles, which do not affect things that are ethereal, and I think it also has like negatives when hitting the iron lich. It has. Hold on, let's zoom. Okay. Because this weapon, the reason it gets replaced all the goddamn time is because it just fucking sucks. It's limited by gravity, so you can't hit anything that's above you. Ugh. Giant mace spheres can telefract. Tome of Power makes it shoot giant ones, which do a bajillion damage. Wasn't there like... Doesn't the Iron Lich have like resistances? Good at hit stunning. Cannot home in on target. Oh, the Shadow Sphere is actually good for this. Oh, I never know. You'll learn something every day. An Iron Lich possesses 700 hit points. Yeah, it's immune to the instant kill effect. Yeah, but... I recall, it's like, oh, they take less damage from certain types of attacks. Flagless, no gravity, drops off ledges. Okay, that means they go over ledges when the opportunity comes. No, that's for the attacks. I want to see Iron Lich data. Puffs of blood affects kill percent, can pass over under objects. But I recall they had like resistance. Huh. Am I just wrong? I always thought there was like a subset of attacks that Iron Liches are just resistance to, but I guess not. I guess not. I guess I'm just stupid. This level shouldn't be... How much longer is this level? It's just like 40 more people. We can do this. Do I have to walk forward? Is that the trick? No, the trick is that I die. Oh, great. We'll call... 2 days, have my 1 year... Have my 1 year anniversary. Or we'll have it soon at the very least. I guess we're doing nothing to something. We have 1 vote, though. Only 1 vote! Only Scary Dave cares about democracy. Only he cares about protecting whatever the fuck they call it in that video game. What the fuck is going on? I don't know why I'm even in here anymore. I don't know. There's a group I'm in, and I don't even know why I'm in there. I guess we're doing nothing to something. I guess I just suffered tonight. I suffered so much this week. I lost money. My money was taken from me. Everything sucks, and I have to read a story that I'm just gonna be mean to. I hope you're happy. I hope all of you go to bed. You get a good night's sleep. And you're fucking proud of yourself, okay? Hope you're all proud of yourself, knowing that you made my week absolutely abysmal. Like you just ruined it. The least you could do is give me $50 to compensate me for my financial losses. But no. Too much to ask, apparently. Safi, are you looking at... I'm looking at it already. But, I forgot what chapter I was at. Hold on, I need to figure out what chapter we're even at. Luckily, I made a note of it. We're 7 and 8. We're doing 7 and 8 today. Poll ended. You have no more chances. I don't want to hear it, Dave. My life sucks. You were too late to save me from my own damnation. Oh, God. What am I looking for? Is it this one? Random window? I think that's it. I'm sorry, Scary Dave, but if we are so callous as to recklessly abandon all care and caution, we do not read the community notes, we do not pay attention to the atmosphere in the room, we march ahead to where we wish to be, then like lemmings, let us fall from the cliffside at the whims of Disney. For what is life but a burning flame ever withering? Let us burn bright while the fuel is fresh and the air is dry. Which is a fancy way of saying... By the way, the other community post I made today was also something I really wanted to talk about is the... Like, Volcano High, goodbye Volcano High. It still lives in my brain because, you know, on some level I still think it's neat. I'm writing something else right now to try and clear my goddamn brain. I'm writing something. I don't know if I'm going to upload it because it's weird. I don't know where it's going. But putting that aside, a thing that's been bugging me is like Volcano High, because of how the engine works, they do very little in terms of physical contact. These are fucking teenagers. They're hyped up on hormones. They want to kiss. Especially when the world is ending. And like the whole world ending thing, sure, okay, fine. I guess everyone has the exact same response, except maybe Reed. But what really bothers the shit out of me is like they don't hug or kiss as much. When they do hug, it's like obviously they had to cobble this together because the engine doesn't like it. Like, You know the hug that Fang does to Anon, that every fucking person that gets an opportunity is like, let's use it. Like that's what you get if you give yourself a little bit of room to work with. I don't know. I just want to say the word pornography. I mean it. Say it from the heart, from deep within my soul. I don't know how to explain it, but every man has that deep, dark desire, that untamable creature. Also, the desire to sing that stupid song. The perfect song to sing, to dance to. Dance the dance of life. Oh yeah, I gotta tell my tabletop group that I haven't unfucked my brain yet. There, I yelled at them. Holy shit. Macaroni and cheese dinner, Super Mario. Okay, listen, you gotta see this, okay? Small Mario findings. I don't care what it is, but this is important. First off, hell yeah. But also, there's a browser in here. Oh yeah. Oh my god. How can we forget this cute little thing? Oh, look at him. I can't get rid of that. I can't get rid of that. Add browser. Right. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that fucking. I remember when macaroni and cheese. Sometime, you know, when they had macaronis. No, that's the overlay. Whoops. I don't know. You're supposed to be in there. Thank you. When they had like pastas that were shaped like things, and they always just looked a little weird. Just like, yeah, they need to. I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad. I want to play RuneScape. But there's no time to play RuneScape. There's no time to play RuneScape. It's kind of lonely. I feel lonely. I feel like despite the fact that I have all these people around me, it doesn't really matter. Because in my head, there's just a monkey slapping a typewriter. Hitting it with his little bappy paws. Oh yeah, I was going to video drunk because I need to get the fuck sounds active. OST fun times, chill beats. Let's go for Skin Row Soul. Get nice and smooth. Safi, please delete these stupid that wasn't great. There you go. Alright. Fuck me. Maybe we'll do Born to Inherit the Stars tomorrow. You know, on a chill day. For now, it's time to buckle down. I have walked 3 hours in cold and wet weather. I'm ready to sit down and read a shit story to hate myself with. Shut up, Safi. You just don't like it. That's the problem. Is that I don't. I wanted to go places and it's just not. I am so lonely. I have no one to call my own. Oh yeah, let's chill out too. Chapter 7. Take it easy. There were no alarms anymore, just took me a minute to find the bathroom. Thankfully empty as I barged into a stall, slamming it shut behind me. Trying to still my beating heart, I felt nausea rising through my gut like an unwanted embrace. And then, I couldn't do it anymore. I collapsed against the bowl and puked my lunch out. The taste... What? I forgot what happened. Hold on, I need to turn this off so I can take a look at the last chapter. I forgot what happened! Where are we? Homestead! Oh yeah, he got fucking... He saw Nasser and his brain was like, oh shit. It's that guy that you fucking killed. Oh, he's even admitting to it. I collapsed against the bowl and puked my lunch out. The taste of bitter acid on my snout as I panted. Forgot about snout almost. Activating the flush before slotting myself to sit beside the toilet, placing myself in the corner. Why is that one big sentence? They made the fang plush? Hold the phone. Also, I forgot to start the recording. Why are they called OKK? Not called OKKO. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I'm pulling up my pants. I'm pulling up my fucking pants. Oh shit! There it is. Why? Why is Fang a silhouette? Ugh. Why are you a silhouette, Fang? Shit, hold on. I need to quickly fix a thing. Before it haunts me forever. Hate that. Hate those fucking autoplays. There you go. Now that minefield has been dismantled. After Hadrosar Borals in a few years, you're gonna want this plushie to show you we're a day one fan. It's been a year, man! Jesus! What was I looking for again? I forgot what I was looking for. Oh, what Scary Davis will say. But they stole her snoot? They stole the snoot? Yeah, I don't see the snoot in the picture either, unless she's looking straight up. I mean, I'm supporting this. I'm sorry, I have to get one. It's by law required at this point. It's my compensatory dues for being a jackass. I can put Fang in between the two mangoes. It'll be a busy stage, but they can do it. I believe in them. Alright. I'm still $50 poor, but, you know what they say. Kabingo, kabambo. For people who are just tuning into the recording, there are no alarms. Anna went to the bathroom. He's throwing up. Why was this happening? Why was NASA here? Why was I like this? Some part of me is still able to recognize that I was being completely irrational. Yet, here I was, bunched up in the stall like a scared kid, my thoughts and body refusing to calm as I scrunched a claw over my eyes to cover them, gritting my sharp teeth as if to gain some self-control, while other claw tightened around my forearm. Oh no. There was a Snoopo upload. I fucking miss your Reddit shares, Scary Dave. They were great. I hate YouTube for denying you your right to share snoots in public. I wish I could whitelist you or something where it's like, it doesn't matter what he says, just let him on through. He gets the VIP pass. And I put a little pin, but you know, I put the pin in your bare skin because I'm stupid like that. And I did. Slowly loosening, unloosening? What a weird. And so I did. Slowly unloosening myself as my heart beats deafening. Okay. This sentence sucks. Unloosening, and then you say my heart's beat, deafening beat. Say deafening rhythm, deafening thumping, something. Come on, don't repeat words like that. It looks so amateur, like you have no vocabulary. Seemed more bearable. It was only after a few seconds that I noticed something was dripping from my claw. Blood. Blood? But I don't have enough bloods to buy this potion. I need more bloods. It takes me a second to realize it's my own. Who else's blood? And another to feel relieved because it's my own. I may have had ping-pricked my sharp digits and pierced the scales of my arm. I lay my head back, bumping against the tall wall, closing my eyes, and I got a tired sigh. An intrusive thought made its way into my head. Just let me die like this. It's Rob Streams 12. Dutch Vanderlyn to Tahiti. If I become popular exclusively because of Snoot Game content, and I make $1 bajillion, I promise I will, just for the joke, I will go to Tahiti. I will, if I'm doing that, I will need someone to provide me with like a Snoot Game t-shirt or something, because I need to sell the joke. I will also accept wall banners. You know, something I can just hang up in the background as I'm sitting in Tahiti with a drink I do not intend to consume. I fled to Tahiti with my wife, and then I pull up the Fang plush. I blink, finding myself in the bathroom, with nothing changed. Slowly, after taking a few more seconds to recover, I scooch myself, dang, I love scooch, out of the corner, rising up to exit the stall and walk toward the sink and begin washing the blood off of my arm. Are you not wearing a shirt, Anon? Please wear a shirt. Feeling the cold water rising against my green scale. The red slinking away. Am I just becoming stupid? Is my brain just slowly but surely regressing into childhood? Because it feels like I'm getting dumber every time. Some part of me knew Nasser, Fang, and everyone else would be alive again. Some part Some part knew my fuck-up had been undone, but noticed some of the droplets on the side of the sink where the water couldn't reach it, leaving bloody droplets trails behind. Just say bloody trails! You've repeated not just a word, but like the word in the same adjective twice. You can use the same adjective twice in this context, but you can't... What are you doing? Let the words breathe. A stain... Like, you can do it for artistic effect, right? You can do it to make a point. But there's no point being made. This is just describing environments. Oh shit, the senator showed up. Listen, Palpatine, I know a lot of people think you're gonna do some good and shake up the Senate, but I got my eye on you. I know you're gonna try me for my fucking park it violations. Listen, I just feel that I should be allowed to park my car where I want to when I go to the Senate. A t-shirt, just a boy who loves pterodactyls and baryonyxes. Hell yeah! Scary Dave knows the good shirts for the memes. Just because it was undone didn't mean that didn't... So, this is like a thing that, might be good for a story to talk about, is... Because most of these stories have to address the trauma. They have to address that Anon, Fang, whoever, they're traumatized and they're fucked up. But none of them really address the philosophical argument of, did it happen or not? Are there other universes? And if there aren't, is the fact that Anon or Fang remembers it happening enough for that event to actually have happened? There's a fun conversation you can have there about personal perception interpretation, and I don't know why I'm expecting a fucking fanfic website to do it, but I'm just saying, ideas are cheap, and I'm throwing them out freely. I'm Santa Claus with his fucking gifts. I throw them full force at your face, and I demand you write this. Because I can't. I'm writing something stupid about birds and brainwashing. I want to talk about it, but I can't because it's dumb and you don't want to hear it. Anyway, NASA had died. Naomi had died. Fang had died. I feel that what you should do here is you make the had emphasized. Because at this point, the reader is like, oh, it's undone, so it hasn't happened yet, or it could happen again. But then you emphasize the had to create this mental cognition of like, okay, they were dead, but were they? Are these the same people? Necessarily they're not, to some extent. Because Anon won't be there to make Fang kill them, right? So even if they repeat history, it's good questions. However, as we all know, the writer of this has no philosophical bone in their body and cannot be bothered. They are having fun. And as I said, if your English teacher tells you to stop writing and you're just having fun, you give your English teacher the middle finger. Don't let them kill your spark, my man. Don't let me be the bucket of water on your candle. Sploosh. I need to know if I can find it. I need to find it. I need to know. I need to fucking know if the soundbite exists on the internet. Please, please, please. It needs to exist. It needs to exist. It needs to exist. It needs to exist. Yes! Sploosh. Yes! Sploosh. That's from Wind Waker. Ah! Do not let me be the sploosh on your breakfast. If Snoot game is around 2021, it will be there even in 2033, so 100k subs. Like I said, man, the real obstacle is money. If I can afford to go to Tahiti. Because right now, I'm being dug in an ever deeper hole, is the problem. My finances have been on a steady decline. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to make things work. But there are problems, and they're not great. And YouTube is not going to turn around in a year. If it does, I'll be very suspicious. I'm already squinting, but let's move on. Looking into the mirror, my green eyes were half lidded with exhaustion that I couldn't even feel. Then how do you know you're exhausted? It's a fucking feeling. The edges of my snout were drooped over my sharp teeth. You mean your lips? Your snout is the muzzle or your nose, but it is not your fucking lips. It's not the half, it's the whole. What are you doing? I was back to square one again. Are you? You're not. Like, this implies you know this, Anna. You've learned. You've been around for like an additional 13 fucking years, and you've grown as a person. You are not back at square one. At most, you're back at square one with fresh supplies and a brand new go-get-em attitude. Like, this flashback needs a bit more build-up. It needs a bit more like that backwards rationalization from things are going fine. Why the fuck do I suck now? I don't know. It feels really weird. On the other hand, maybe that's how this actually works. I don't know. If this is how trauma can just fuck you up, just take your legs out from under you, wow, that sucks. We need suspicious thumbnails. And you need me, like, pointing at things that aren't relevant. A thumbnail where I'm just pointing at Fang's snoot for no good reason. You won't believe what this snoot's up to. Hold on. I was back to square one, feeling as if this whole time I'd been pretending, fooling myself into believing that I was free from the truth, that things could be different this time around. I was reminded that I was... No, you're not! You are explicitly not Anon in a way that matters. Because remember that Anon's big thing in the original game is that he didn't give a shit, and he just kind of floated through life. You give a shit now, Anon. You, by definition, have overcome your character arc from the original game. You can't make this argument. You can't. You just can't. You have to show that regression. You have to sell me on the idea that he's just getting slapped out of it, brought off heel, and then knocked over, which works better if you have a two-hitter. You have Nasser sort of budging and cracking the foundations, and then something else shows up that just makes him go... And it has to be something that relates to the original narrative. So you show Nasser, and then you show something where, like, Nasser and Fang aren't getting along. You establish, uh-oh, things are repeating. It's the exact same as it was back then. I'm back to square one because I see the rivalry between them. That will work so much better because it establishes that not only does Anon see someone, he sees the same events unfold. Even if it's just like, you get what I mean, right? You can't just go there without going there. It's giving me a picture of a cool vacation instead of the whole thing. Like, hell, it's super fucking easy to just have Fang be there. Fang is the same age as Nasser, in the same class. Fang is family. Fang would be at the sport event. You can have Fang be over there, yelling at Nasser about nothing, to establish, oh no, I went back in time, but they're still having a big rivalry. They're still on bad terms. Oh no, why wouldn't history repeat itself? Why would I... You know, he can be a little bit about determinism and free will and how that doesn't make any sense, and Anon is defeatist, so he probably clings to the idea that he never really had a choice, etc. You can build from there. You can't just... Again, I can tell you to come and see me after class, but you have the power to not show up. Fuck the system. By not showing up to when your teacher asks you to come after class. Anyway. The same old miserable nobody. Oh, you have like 4 friends! Only now, a pterodactyl with Nasser's face would serve as a constant reminder of it. If you want to talk about imposter syndrome, and like, that isn't Nasser, because the Nasser I know dies, the Nasser I know I have this relationship with, I was a friend, he was a bro, you can talk about that. That is an interesting discussion to have. Like, this can never be Nasser, because any relationship I have is built from a new foundation. You can have that conversation. You're not having it. If he goes there, however, Kino. If he doesn't, Why are you batting all these good ideas and you whiff every one of them? Come on, give me something. Please, make me wrong. Make all these setups go somewhere, and I'll be so happy. I'll be the happiest man alive. Don't know why you're trying to make me happy. Like I said, man, have fun. But that dying, desperate face that I couldn't even spare the time to try and hopelessly save. I feel like uselessly save would be better. To save someone uselessly sounds more defeatist than hopelessly. Hopelessly means you're just kind of but uselessly implies the action itself has no chance. Because it is inherently a useless effort. Just saying. There's gotta be a universe out there where Goodbye Volcano came in 2010 and was made by From Software Obsidian. I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of like that idea. Like, the whole they remember that would have worked a lot better with the limited script they had. Like, hell, illusion over, you know... And it'd be kind of cute to see, like, what people chose. I don't know. Just saying. It would have been a little bit... But that's, like, 14 years ago, Dave. Jesus. God. What a mess. I turn off the sink and leave the bathroom, somehow managing to get through the rest of the day. Are you two alright? I blink up from my dinner, realizing I hadn't made much progress on the pork chop. Looking up to see concerned looks from my mom and dad. I'm fine. Giant dweeb last life doesn't know isekai rules by reflex. I feel like here's the problem, Scary Dave. A big problem with how Anon is presented, if you want to do him in an isekai setting where he gets brought to another world, which, by the way, I'm thinking of writing. The bird thing I'm writing, I've been working on a species that has existed in the Newverse quite recently, actually. They kind of snuck in there over time. Are the Shalonians and what they are and how they relate, and they are genuinely alien to human species, to the point that humans misinterpret what they're doing, because Humans cannot conceptualize the idea of being selfless in the sense that you live for a superorganism. I don't know what they have to do with the new verse. I don't know how thematically they fit in there, but I'm fucking crowbarring them in. The story I'm writing is that one of the things the Shalonians have is a thing called the All Song, which is kind of like, they kind of just all go, woo, and they have a fun song time, and they all are like, yeah, we're best bros, and they give each other shoulder and elbow bumps. But if you as a normal person, oh, hold on, I don't want this fucking skin rustle. If you as a normal person attend this presentation, it bleeds into you. It's not mind control, but you as a person become extremely selfless and empathic. You kind of lose a lot of yourself in the process because you are like, what matters is the greater whole of things. And the story goes the direction of like, Anon being like, well, no, that's not where it goes. The story goes to Fang like, hey, this shit, right? This bullshit, because Anon and Fang, they ran away from home and they crashed their car. They got picked up by these people. They're like, oh man, this all-song thing, right? It turned you into a fucking loser, Anon. What if I made my parents and Nasser and everyone listen to it? And Trish, they would all get it. They would all understand us because they would be in this heightened state of awareness where they would care about the greater whole. They put everything aside. And it's not mind control. Like, once the effect wears off, you still remember those events. You still be able to rationalize them in your mind because those were choices you made as a person and you know why you made them. So the story is kind of like that, and then the characters they're talking to are like, listen, this is not like a thing we offer as a service. And as this simmers, they're like, we're going to do it for a kick, but we have one question. We want Anon to have his hands cut off. We'll give you cool robot hands in return. You can get your cool robot hands, Anon. You're not going to, but you'll forever be reminded that you effectively told your boyfriend to go fuck himself so you could have your family back. So that's, oh god, my throat's all dry. So that's where the story is going. And Anon is like, yeah, sure. I would love to give my hands away. Like, the second it's asking, like, flops his hand on the table to remind Fang, like, he's under the effect of this. So he's like, listen, the greater good is that we fix your family. Like, I'm a loser, Fang. I'm an absolute fucking clown. What do I matter? If I can give up my hands for you having your family back, for everything being all right, heartbeat. I am your precious boyfriend. And the point is, like, listen, this is what you're asking, right? You are asking to subject a whole bunch of people to this effect. Like, Anon is your lover, so there's sort of a justification that he might have done it without it. But you're basically trying to... You're doing something super sketchy, all things considered. The best is that it's morally gray. The worst is that it's straight up evil. And they're like, you know what? Everyone around here is like, hey, let's be a trickster fae, or hey, I kind of want to see what happens. So at first they were like, no, but then like, yeah, why not? And Fang is like, aren't you supposed to teach me? I was like, nah, we don't really want to teach you anything. Just kind of interested, I guess. And that's the point. I don't know where I'm going from there. I'm probably going to rewrite it and see where it goes. But that's kind of what I'm writing right now. I don't know if I'm going to upload it. I don't even know if it'll ever be finished. It's going to be shorter than everything else. It's going to be pretty much just establishment scene of the situation, and Anon and Fang kind of see the culture, then they get exposed to the all-song, then they learn what the all-song is. After that, Fang concocts the plan. Fang finds out that the plan is viable, and then... if I'm going that route, there will be like 2 chapters, one where they bring the family and expose them, and then there is the whole like, oh, everyone hugs and kisses, and Fang does not know what to think, because Fang realized they used it's more like suggestion, more like agreeability, but you still kind of cheated your way into making people think differently than they originally did. And the idea behind it is going to haunt Fang forever. A subtle fun detail I have for Anon during this is that whereas Anon normally thinks of Fang as she, like he never really abandons the female pronouns, when he is affected, he does, because he knows that the nice thing to do for Fang, the better for society, is to acknowledge what Fang feels is right, which is using the right pronouns even in his fucking mind. It's a subtle fun detail to help hammer home to the reader that something's up. Like, he's not himself necessarily. I mean, he is. Again, it can't force you to do something, but you do something knowing it's the right thing, because you have to, because it is the right choice. Anyway, let's get back to fucking business. I'm done with this shit. I'm fine. I respond, having to keep the troubled frown from my snout. Your snout doesn't have eyebrows. It can't frown. It can pout, but it can't frown. Try as I might, I was still thinking about today, despite remembering that NASA was only going to be at the school for a month. And chances are I wasn't going to see him that much. Yet here I was, letting this stuff live rent-free in my head. Man, you should really charge rent, buddy. The winding clatter of a fork against a plate briefly turned my attention to Olivia. who had not even touched her food nor responded, idly staring down at her full plate as she poked a chicken wing with her utensil. In case you forgot, Olivia really likes Nasser. She's like, oh boy, he has handsome legs. I'm gonna lose mine soon, but he has handsome legs. She loses them at the end, but hey, I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm really bad at this, you know? There's a reason I don't make money off of YouTube. It's also because I've stopped monetizing my videos. I mean, I never monetized the Snoot game stuff, but... Because I don't want to risk that. Also, I think it's... Also, Safi, did you remember to turn on fucking looping? Ugh, let's turn on a different song then. To Swagger? That's a little too optimistic. This'll work. This'll work. And on Silverhand. No, and on 2 Silverhands. Also, a thing worth noting, you might think, oh, the birds have, the Shillings have sophisticated technology. Like, that's one of the things that they just don't care. They're just going places. The hands are as good as a human hand, but they do look like bird hands. So, Fang now just has a boyfriend who has 2 bird hands for hands. Just 2 scaly, weird clawed things. And he's just like, you know, these are fine. Like, I had one for a while because I lost one of my... Because the opening chapter is like, Anon, we had to amputate your leg and, like, your arm. But don't worry, we're growing some fresh ones for you. While you're waiting, here's some replacement prostheses. We just pulled this out of the closet. And it immediately establishes, like, the technological discrepancy for the reader. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. These people are just offering this man a free arm and a leg. Just right back. They took him off, they give him back. It's a great way to establish a lot of really key traits. Like, one, they don't give a shit. They're here to help. Sort of. They're not really here to help. They just want to get rid of Anon and Fang. Just leave. Just leave. If giving you this stuff makes you go away fast... Jesus. Okay, I did turn on looping this time. Yeah, I did. I'm smart. Sometimes my brain can think for more than 5 seconds. My parents whispered to each other, nodding as they stood up. Do you want to save it for tomorrow? I nod. Taking my... By the way, is this normal to, like, have characters in the scene, but... Like, you have 2 parents. Is it normal to not establish who talks like that? Maybe I should read more books. I nod. I mean, I don't read that much. I nod, taking my plate to the kitchen as Olivia does the same. Why don't you say joined by Olivia? This feels so sequential, in a way that doesn't matter. Senator, please, I don't need it. I know my shit's bad and weird and goofy. And ultimately, everyone hates it. I know that. I wake up every morning knowing that there's a dumpster out there and I belong at the bottom of it. But one day I'll find it, and I'll wallow in that trash and I'll go, I'll finally get a good nap. Anyway, I nod, taking my plate to the kitchen as Olivia does the same. Going into the kitchen to grab cling wrap and... Cling wrap? Is that a term you can use for that? I think I heard cling film, but not cling wrap. Let's see. Plastic wrap, cling film, saran wrap, cling wrap, glad wrap, or food wrap. Man, a lot of words for this one fucking thing. Common plastic wrap is 0.0005 inches, or 12.7 something meters. What the hell is that symbol? Micrometer. Oh, because millimeter is already double M. Nice! That's fucking tiny. Dang. That's thinner than a human hair. What? Color me bananas. How big is one micrometer? Dang. Jesus. I like all viruses on this chart. Nice. Alright, let's go on. The baryonyx surprisingly beats me to it. I feel like you should say surprisingly the baryonyx beats me to it. For one, it breaks up your sentences a bit. And 2, it establishes like, whoa! The whoa factor of like, oh man. Like starting with surprisingly establishes it's a response more than anything. And common and present tense has been used a lot, so you kind of want to keep things in the moment to some extent. Having planted or stored food in the fridge before bolting, quickly disappearing upstairs. I don't know what it is, but something about me says that these are 2 different sentences in terms of like how their structure is supposed to function. Oh yeah, no, I know what's wrong with the sentence. Taking my plate to the kitchen and then going into the kitchen. You've already gone into the kitchen, my man. You've already been moving towards it. I don't know. Weird mistakes. Even as I had begun to notice something was up with Olivia despite my downest... Oh wait. Even I began to notice something was up with Olivia despite my downest state. Slowly following after her to see the door to her room was already shut. Oh, you got different rooms now, buddy? I mean, admittedly, that kind of makes sense. That was kind of coming. Okay. I enter my own room, sitting atop of the bed before slowly lying on my side, staring at the wall. And just think of my thoughts. It was only after a few unknown... I've never heard the term unknown minutes, but I kind of like the definition. It is an unknown minute. How long is it? We'll never know. It kind of feels like, he knows minutes have passed, but not how much. And I kind of like that. Sounds mysterious. Then I heard a knock at my door, breaking me from my stupor. Oh, I love the word stupor. It's great. And come in. My dad asks, shouldn't you just say dad? Why are you defining it as your father? You only have one dad, man. Sitting back up, I adjusted myself, finally putting in some mirror to focus. What? Yeah. Edward slowly entered. I like how you called him my dad and then Edward. Who the hell is Bunger Max? I forgot about Bunger Max. There's going to be an entire forum thread on the Safi Reddit / 4chan / Wikipedia talk page about that one time Safi forgot Bunger Max. And they're all calling me a jackass. How could you forget him? He was your biggest fan back in 2022. Anyway, yeah, we are approaching on the anniversary for when I recorded Snoot game, which was around end of November. Edward slowly entered, closing the door behind him as he gave me a quick smile before slowly sitting down on the bed, prompting me to scooch over and give him some room. Because of our height difference, he ended up having to peer up a tiny bit to talk to me as we sat side by side. Oh yeah, Anon became a Chad. He became super muscular and very tall. He's very tall and handsome. Listen, all I want to say is that guy was right, and there is not enough gay fiction about Snoot game. And I know why, but let Anon kiss a guy. Problem is, there's not a lot of guy characters. I've pointed this out about Goodbye Volcano High, too. You could say, well, there's Sage, but Sage is trans-masculine. I'm talking cis-male here. There's what? Reed? I would believe you if you told me Reed was trans-masc, too. I don't trust that guy. Honestly, I think Reed is probably nothing. He's not even gay. He's just nothing. He exists in the spectrum of uncaringness. Oh, no. We're having the talk. Oh, this is going to be great. I'll hold my commentary, but this is the best fucking moment. I guess it was only a matter of time before we had this discussion. My dad murmured. This is a good murmur, though. It's like a moment he doesn't really want to talk about. Is the mom talking to Olivia? Is the mom talking to Olivia? She has to be. I love that. That's great. That's such good... Shouldn't Anon be having the talk considering their relationship? Don't worry. Olivia's just my stepsister. Incest porn. Never change. You sneaky bastards. I tilted my head as he looked at me, a serious expression on his snout. On the day of 2024, Sapphire forgot a subscriber. He also told someone else to take his opinion and shove it. What an asshole. He's worse than Sonic the Hedgehog, who would steal candy from babies if given the opportunity. God, that is the best fucking Rao quote out there. It's the line, I think Sonic Adventure 2, he's like, no, what's Shadow the Hedgehog? Like stealing candy from a baby. And Rauka's response is just, wow, what an asshole. It's fucking great. And there comes a time in a young dinosaur's life when, oh, god damn it. That rustled a laugh for me, possibly the only one I had of today. Dad clearly taken aback when I shook my head. Anon may or may not have fucked. I don't know if he had. I think he had sex in ending 1. It's implied that Fang showed up and was like, "Hey, if I'm gonna fucking die, let's bone. Let's take the Bone Zone train to Bone Zone Town." Okay. I scared the senator away by denying him his right to free speech, his right to say that I'm stupid. God bless my man. God bless. And now I will forever live, wishing I'd asked his opinion, but also, you know. But this to me is hilarious. This is one of those conversations you can fuck around with, because like everyone has to have the talk. But Anon might have already fucked with someone who's technically dead and technically alive. What a fucking world to live in, Anon. You poor motherfucker. You're ahead of your dad on the curve on this one. Anon could save the timeline if Olivia gets together with Nasser before it... Oh my god, you're right. That's a very good point. If he hooks... If Nasser and Olivia hook up, then where the fuck does Naomi fit in? Dang. I didn't even think of that. That's why you're the Senator, Palpatine. And I'm just another senator. It's Chancellor. It's Chancellor that he becomes, right? Throat's getting dry. But it was a sobering reminder that my parents had noticed my state. That you and Olivia are boning? Because that's kind of the implication here, if anything. Wouldn't your parents be more concerned about the obvious injury on your arm? Because if you... I guess he said pinprick, so it's probably disguisable with a shirt or something. You know, I don't know. But he's a downer state, and Olivia is probably more distracted, considering that she's, you know, having a lady boner. There comes a time in every dinosaur's life. The problem I have with that sentence, by the way, Scary Dave, is we know that there's an estrus cycle. Which means that his father is going to have to tell him, hey, buddy, some dinosaurs, they just really want to fuck a few months a year, and after that, they're just bone dry, buddy. Don't hook up with them. You will absolutely hate it. Bone dry. I'm probably worried. I had to say something. No, it's not that, Dad. Besides, you're a little too late for the talk. School already beat you to it. I then murmur. That made everything pretty awkward after that lesson. I can still remember how silent the cafeteria table was. Listen, I'm just going to put this down. When they had the talk at my school, one, they chose the exact right teacher for it. It was a guy that you could look at and go, no one. That's a face only a mother can love. But two, and somewhat more importantly, he basically gave us the rundown of, like, listen, you see this fucking dish? This is a uterus to scale. And I was like, that's really fucking tiny. That's really goddamn tiny. I thought it was like, yay, but it's like, ee! It's like a hockey puck. You can throw it at someone. When my wife finally hits that post-menstrual cycle, we're gonna petrify her uterus inside of a hockey puck and throw it at people on the streets. There's a sentence you never heard before. I swear. Ugh, the fucking cringe. Cringe that brought back a nostalgic brought a nostalgic smile to my snout, reminding me that it had happened. Dad blinked behind his glasses. Then what's wrong, Anon? I then get back to focusing on the matter at hand. I'm just dealing with some stuff right now. Can we help? My dad asked me. No. I then turned my head to him, shaking it as I showed my claws to reassure him. Not that I don't want you guys to help. It's just that... See, this is the kind of moment. This is the thing, right? This is what has also been bothering my brain. This is what's been bothering my brain. Is I really want to write a story where Anon has a somewhat decent parental relationship. But the awkwardness of getting there is just like... whoa. Big. Yay big. Estrus season arrives. Anon, my love of the Imperium is only matched by my hatred of the heretic. Oh no, it's estrus season for heretics. For heretic hunters. My brain is 90% somewhere else, I guess. It's just that I sighed, finding the words. Normally people say that they struggle to find the words, but whatever. This is something I gotta deal with on my own. I can't just explain to you that I'm from another timeline where I watched my girlfriend die and shoot up a school. Like, that's very awkward as, like, an introductionary conversation. But, like, listen, Dad, I don't think any psychologist is going to be able to talk to me about that without finding it at least a little funny. Because, in hindsight, it's pretty fucking funny when you think about it. The school shooting, or... No, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. And then I realized that was the truth. Dad pauses for a moment before taking off his glasses, a small but warm smile on his snout. You know, when your mother was pregnant with you. That's... So just so we're clear. Just so we're clear. Other than the fact that I want to hear Sender's opinion, but also don't. This story has made the claim that souls and consciousness begin at birth. Not inception, not conception, not when it got into their heads to have a bone time. Not the sperm. The second you pop out of that fucking vagoo, You're there, buddy. That's the moment. It's a detail that doesn't matter, that doesn't affect the story in any meaningful way, but it is a detail that an asshole with a hate boner can make a big whoop about. This is why you come to my channel, so I can yell at you about things you didn't even think about. When your mother was pregnant with you, all the other fathers and mothers knew we would warn us about the hell it was going to be to raise you, or worse yet, your inevitable teen rebellion phase. He looked up. We never had to deal with any of that. She was such a quiet and gentle kid. Yeah, because Anon was stuck in his own little world. Like, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing I think that doesn't get explored by the story that's kind of depressing when you think about it. Putting aside the idea that Anon is technically not their kid, big air quotes, because I don't think that's a conversation worth having. Well, not a conversation that's all that interesting when you get right down to it, because what is Anon replacing? This implies that there was a predetermined child that isn't Anon, which makes the whole timeline thing wishy-washy. But Anon is holding back that he is like, they think he's just a nice kid. But he has this adult mind that is like 20, 30 years old in there. That is just like... Because he's going to high school, middle school, he's like approaching his 30s mentally. His parents have just been gleaning... They'll never know. They thought he was just a cool kid, but no. That's such a weird thing to hold back. Like, I get it. It's a really awkward thing to bring up, and it's impossible to prove. They probably think you're crazy, but what a world of difference between what they think you are and what you are. That's an interesting story you can write about that mismatch between parents and child. Not a good story for this. This is not about that at all. But you know what I mean. Me, watch a Snoot game. YouTube recommendation, Primal. Haven't you already complained about Primal? About, like, not wanting... Oh, having already seen it or something? Or having seen enough? Kinda came as a shock to me and your mother. And now you've gotten us for another shock. Oh, you're acting like an adult. No teen rebellion whatsoever. Well, Dad, technically I'm like 30 years old, so yeah. I snort. Great, Dad. Now you jinxed it. I joked. If you excuse me, I'm going to be a vegan carnivore from now on. Hold up. And I wouldn't pay matchmaker, because... Oh my god, the fucking... You're right. Anon wouldn't be able to match them up. He could, at best, give, like, good dating advice. Actually, Anon has no good dating advice to give, because his only date fucking shut up a school. Jesus, Anon. The one thing you needed to be, you can't be. So not a different song. Yeah, let's get jazzy. Yeah. Oh my god, anything with that. He chuckled before my smile disappears, closing my eyes for a moment. Ironically, the whole teen rebellion talk had begun circulating my thoughts back to Mr. Ripley. And Fang. Stop thinking about Fang, Anon. It's been like 10 years since your girlfriend died. Get over it. Get over it. I managed to think away from it, shaking my head. I know you guys are worried about me, but I reopened them. Again, these are stage directions. You don't need them, necessarily. Let me tell you what I mean with that. Anon opening his eyes in a book is only a detail you have to mention if it carries a weight with it. Anon opens his eyes and sees his father and is reminded of something. You need that, or it's like, who fucking cares his eyes are open? I don't give a shit when Anon's eyes are open or closed. They mean something. Emotionally, touching people, shaking hands, they carry emotional weight. That's why you write about those actions. But someone closing their eyes is blinking. And I don't care about blinking. It's stage directions. It makes sense for people on a stage, but not for a book, because there's no weight behind the actions. So you're writing stuff that shouldn't be here. It also contributes 3 fucking lines to your story. Well, 2 technically, because everything has like a second. I still hate that. Anyway, I just want you to know how damn lucky I feel to have you and... Oh, wait. I just want you to know, I feel so damn lucky to have you and Mom as my parents. This is a... Yeah. Unless it's the third eye, true. I think there's something fun to this. Like the idea of, like, you are my parents. And every time he says that, he should feel a little pride or a little worry or a little weird. Because this is not normal. The human mind is not evolved to handle this situation. This situation? It is a shitty situation, all things considered. And I'm so glad, barring all that horrible shit that happened, it was you and Mom that became Olivia's guardians. Okay, listen, I'm okay with, like, uppercasing mom or not, depending on the character's mood. I feel that uppercasing mom implies that the character has a strong mental attachment to the character. It's like, oh, she's not just my mom, she's my mom. But keep it consistent, please. Dad freezes up for a moment. Is he not my dad? Quietly putting his glasses back on. He took them off. See, now I'm being a jackass, because I literally just said it doesn't fucking matter. But he did take his glasses off right up here. Dad freezes up for a moment. Cause it's assumptions, defaults, etc. Dad freezes up for a moment, quietly putting his glasses back on. That means a lot to hear that coming from you. He then stood up. Don't stay up too late. His sudden demeanor seemed rather distant at first, until he reached the doorway, his breath hitching as he faced away, running an arm underneath his glasses to wipe at his eyes. I'll let your mother know what you said to me. He then peers at me, a bit of wetness in his eyes. I think she'd really like to hear it too. I slowly nod. Damn, Dad, why are you such a sap? It's just your son saying he loves you. It's your fucking son, Dad. I mean, I know what he's crying about. He's crying about the fact that his son is saying, like, listen, I know Olivia, and like, Olivia and you, like, great, good job, thank you. And they're like, oh, man, you know, my son's saying he loves me, that's normal. But, like, man, he thinks Olivia, oh, man, that's great. It's good to see that my son can see that. What an adult boy. What good have I done for this boy? What a good boy. What a great boy. Gonna give him pats on the back and take him out fishing next Monday. Pat, pat. And I just wanted you to know, whatever you're going through, you have our support, always. I slowly nod again. I don't know. I feel like there should be I again, not slowly. Something about this just gets me, considering that it's all present tense. Feels reflective. It's a weird thing. My brain says that something's wrong. I don't know if it is. It's gut feelings. Dad turning around. Well, Jesus fucking Christ, Dad, get off the Lazy Susan. Dad, stop being on the Lazy Susan. I need to put a cake on that, okay? One last time before leaving me as I lay back down atop the bed, resting my claws behind my head as I stared up at the ceiling. Then I narrowed my eyes. This wasn't an if anymore. I couldn't go back to square one. I couldn't return to being a nobody. I couldn't just be nothing. It wasn't my life anymore. So, I read up some... I got some writing advice. One of them is delay emotions. I feel like this scene works a lot better if you take... Anon sees Nasser and he feels, it's Nasser, right? And then later he goes home, and he's in his room, and suddenly he realizes, wait a second, that's Nasser. What does that mean? And he has this meltdown where he goes through all the scenarios in his head, everything slowly collapses, and then his father shows up. And you know where I'm going. His father shows up. His dad is like, hey, son, how you doing? And his dad is like, I'm going to give you the talk. But then the dad is there, and he's like, I'm going to give you the talk. So he looks a little awkward, looks a little, And then his dad comes close, and he sees, oh, no, Anon's crying. And then his dad sits down next to him, and he's like, okay, we're not having the talk right now. We're having a different talk. And once he shifts gears, Anon's like, listen, he's like, hey, listen, what's wrong, Anon? And Anon's like, I don't know, I don't know. I feel so alone all of a sudden, like everything in the world has abandoned me. He's like, no, son, you've got us. And he gives him a slap on the back. Because Anon has like, oh man, I guess I do have a dad. I have a dad. And he's reminded, hey, I can't go back to square one because my dad. And because it's in this one moment, it's a delayed response to the situation. It feels a bit more like a straight line, you know? I feel like it works a little better that way because it's one scene capturing the whole idea. Instead of having these two disjointed scenes that handle one thing each, one scene pulls double duty. In a lot, sort of. It doesn't really pull double duty, but it gets close. In terms of narrative flow, it also removes an unnecessary location. Because Anon being in the bathroom is completely irrelevant to the proceedings when you really get down to it. Oh shit. Scary Dave can send links again? Oh man, it's a Christmas miracle. Merry Crim Cram, everyone. Merry Crim Cram. I don't know what this guy is posting about, but he's talking about moldy lunches. And I kind of want to see that video now. I'll made 40 cents. YouTube, I know I'm not putting up any videos with... Hold on, let me see if I can find this supposed Dave comment. It's a Dave comment. Holy shit. Oh, it's the Inco Goes Crazy one. I love that one. They put so much effort in. Damn.
Oh, that's where you were. We thought you went crazy.
I love how they made Inko that guy. Why is his jacket purple, though? His jacket is distinctly just blue. Do you guys think it means anything? That 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 Anon is green, but Olivia also green. Does that mean something? Just a little mold as a treat. Oh, fuck. I couldn't go back to square one. I couldn't return to being a nobody. I could just be nothing, because that wasn't my life anymore. I was Anon Agos, Anungus, the son of Edward and Joanne Agos, foster brother of Olivia, and friends with a bunch of other dinos and one human. So you're... Never mind. Dang. Scary Dave is back in business, baby. I was going to get through this. I was going to deal with this head on, and I was going to bury the past. And don't bury the past, that's unhealthy. Don't do that. Be kind to yourself. Starting tomorrow, I was going to confront it head on by introducing myself to the pterodactyl and prove that I was over it. Yet a small, traitorous thought asked a simple question. Right? What does it mean with right? How is that a question? That is a request for an affirmance, not a question. Which is technically a question, but not a question in the way that matters. Tomorrow, okay. Take a drink when Anon says something comes. You won't make it to page 3. Tomorrow came, and that doubt had grown into a malignant tumor. I think I know what he's talking about. That he was over it. I feel like if you want to make that point, repeat it. Because this feels a little bit... Because this doesn't feel right. This is not a small question that you append to something. You should make it like, I am over it, right? Or something, I don't know. You hit the past with a shovel, bury it, and use it as fertilizer. And that doubt had grown into a malignant tumor, anxiety burrowing deep beneath my scales. Gone was my gusto from last night, now dreading the moment at every waking second. Anyway, people who are watching this recording, I will remind you that last episode, you missed me talking about a story that's not great. And someone offered some opinionated advice, and I said no, because I'm stupid, and I make mistakes. So we can't take those backsies. If I want to take that back and try again, I need to kill myself and travel back in time isekai style. It's the only way. It is the only way. It is the way God intended us to make up our mistakes. Thoughts on repeat of that day, of Nasa's face. I feel like, considering that there is a horizontal bar that implies separation, probably include of his dying face to remind us what the dramatics of the situation were. Again, this is a fanfic though, so assumptions can be made. Anna? I blink. Doe is She's fucking Doe. It's Jane Doe. A worried look on her face, feeling the hot sun on my face. Weird sentence. It's a weird look on her face, and you're feeling the hot sun? Oh, on your face. Thanks. That's not confusing at all. Time to go back to the past, Samurai Jack. All I have to do is fight Aku, and I'll get a second chance at your opinion. Don't worry, I'll do it. I'll do it. But only if the future has Fang plushies. They better. They fucking better. I'll even steal the Olivia one. And no one will ever know, because I'm in the past. It's weird. I hope the plushies are immune to time distortion, because I killed Aku. So the future of Aku where the plushies exist won't happen. Shit! I don't know if I can save the future if it means getting rid of these awesome plushies. Dang. They even make replica Olivia hoodies. Safi, that's just a purple hoodie. They make replicas! I could cosplay. Just a purple... Did you find her? That's right. We were outside of the cafeteria looking for Olivia. The baryonyx missing in action from our normal table. No, I looked around making sure that we were nowhere near the track. But knowing my luck, we were inevitably going to have to head there to look. Haven't yet. Well, I have. Warden proudly announced as he returned, clambering up the ramp that led to the basketball courts. So, what about the boxing guy? I just remembered he exists. we had like all kinds of text introductions wasted on him. Well, I have. Warden announces he returned, clambering up the rambling to the basketball courts.
I saw her sitting by the trees next to the racetrack.
Fucking course. Doe tilted her head as Warden had arrived.
Really? She usually prefers to stay indoors, though.
The human murmured, knowing Olivia too well.
Did you think something's wrong? We can ask her.
Warden shrugged as we continued walking, passing a few training athletes as we crossed the field. Secretly sending secondary links. Ooh. Sneaky Dave. Careful the YouTube cops don't catch you. Sure enough, I spotted Olivia in the distance, sitting down against the side of a tree and holding her notebook close to her chest, scribbling and drawing despite the limited and awkward space.
Olivia!
Doe called out. The baryonyx quickly peered up, her eyes widening as she quickly shut her book. Okay. She does that a lot, but we know in the book is hardcore porn of her and Nasser. You know it. It is the only answer. Mom told her too much. Mom let spill too many beans, and Olivia's like, what does a penis look like? God damn it, Olivia. Please don't Google this, Olivia, please. I want to see what you think it looks like based on only verbal descriptions. It's the funniest shit ever. Oh, no. And it's like a cucumber. No. Olivia, I put that in my salad. No. I fall to the ground, feet and hands slamming the floor. No. Ooh. Thanks, Calm Music, for picking me up when I need it. Warden and Doe seem to notice strange behavior too. But stop saying seemed. Which, you can't have two appearances like this. It doesn't make sense. Either Anon is assuming something, and what is he going with? You know, my friends seem to be happy, but they also seem to be sad, but they also seem to be angry. It seemed to be a lot of things. Just stick to the bit. Write strong language. Come on. Sell me. Don't make me guess. But seemed to write it off as Doe spoke up. Bunger Max. Listen. I live in Europe, Bunger Max. First off, that's not $50. That is 1/5 of a $50. But more importantly, actually, I could get a burger with that. Not like the fancy burger place down the street. They want like $20 for like a I don't even know if it's that good of a burger. The chicken tendies at New York Pizza are better than those fucking chicken burgers they got. Blech. But I could get like one or two maybe at McDonald's. And those are alright, you know, for the price. Or I could go make my own burgers, actually. Hell yeah! Get my own burger meats. Give them a little sizzle. Bunger Max, top tier. All-American hero. What is it? Is this a button I can push? Or is it just like, hey, jackass streamer, celebrate. Remind these people they're cool. Here, fine. Here, you get a like. I can't push the like button. Why doesn't it work? Is the screen not big enough? So there's a button for liking, and it won't let me like it. Oh no, maybe other people could like it. It's implicit that I've liked it. Maybe that's the clue. You never know. You never know. Wait, what does this look like on the overlay? Like nothing. Great. I work at Rito. I wear a blue vest. Okay. Blue vest Bunger. Isn't Bunger like one of those things from Bug Snacks? Bunger. Bunger. I live in Europe, man. Whole different country. Prices are different. In America, you pay... Actually, I've been told that apparently the reason a lot of American prices look low is you never include taxes. We do include taxes. So it's like... On the other hand, though... I mean, it's food. Food VAT is like 19%? Right? I don't even know. I don't care. It's not relevant, because the prices are just there. Like, what, you're going to reverse calculate your taxes for what? Sorry. The baryonyx apologized. She seemed to peer around. Again, peering is squinting and focusing on things. almost as if looking for an excuse. Found a new inspiration for my anatomy my homework. Olivia, that's just 50 eggplants. Why are you drawing eggplants? Because you can't forget the flying eggplant. Man, 1910 times were weird. Scary Dave lives in Central Europe. Now that's scary. He lives in Transylvania. I never knew you were a vampire, Scary Dave. What the hell? I could have sent you some of those bloods. She reached for her backpack, quickly grabbing a military water canteen my dad had given to her, taking a quick swig before capping it again. No cap? Damn, I'm cool now. Just assume 10% or something like that. That still feels so weird to me. It's like you walk into a store, you buy like goods, it's like, no man, that's not how much you've calculated. Add 10%. I don't know, maybe you guys have a reason. I don't. It's so cultural stuff anyway, who cares? I don't get why in America you can have so many coupons, they give you money. Listen, if it's not West Europe, my topography information is just like everything else over there. Okay? There are only two countries in Europe. There is the part that everyone talks about, and the part that no one talks about. I'm not telling you where the line is. You know where it is in your own head. Dough bean. Oh, cool, can we see? No! Olivia snapped, catching the thieves completely off guard. I feel like you should include a line that's like, Olivia has always shared her art with us. Or with me, at least. You know. I mean, she then quickly stored a notebook in a backpack. Sorry, didn't mean to yell. It's just not ready yet. But again, pretty sure she's drawing, like, sexy naked Nasser. Dad, I have something bad to tell you. Scary Dave told me I'm apparently gay, so I'm going to be dating Nasser. Hang on, I'm not gay. You are now, Nasser. I'm saving the timeline from Naomi. Once you go green, you'll never look at the mean machine. Wow, Anna, you kind of suck at this. Listen, I've only flirted with girls, and she was extremely receptive, so... Dad, do you have any tips? Son, I'm not gay either. I know what you're talking about. I couldn't remember the last time Olivia reacted negatively. People want to see her work as my dour thoughts. I mean, admittedly, what it probably is she's just drawing little hearts around Nasser. She's just drawing his long-ass snoot with little hearts around it. Look,
Ooh, he's so pretty. He's so handsome.
what is wrong with Olivia? Regardless, I let Borden and Doe talk it out a bit, wandering past the tree for a second to get my mind off things before freezing up. Nasser was right there. Dang, Nasser, you get around. It's almost like you walk. He was lying down, head resting against a tree, snout buried in a biology textbook, studying in his exercise clothes, indicated that he just finished training. Okay, cool. You want to know something fun about writing? Cut this entire section. Sentence is 10 times better. I know Anon is doing analytics in his brain, but there's kind of a fun part to at least letting that thought simmer. So that the reader is like, oh, he must have just stopped training. And then you can later repeat it if you want to verify it. But in the moment, let your reader feel smart. And if they aren't smart, they can just fucking tell them later. Ever the straight-A student. Is he still Anon? Maybe seeing Olivia has made his heart go doki doki, and he just can't study no more. There was an official line between East and West Europe, but it got destroyed a while back. I don't know why they got rid of that thing. Everyone always says borders are invisible, and then they made one visible, and suddenly it's a problem when the border is tangible. And you can put your little hands on it. I mean, they'll shoot you if you try, but you know you can put your little bappy paws on it. I think the real question about invisible borders or physical borders is like, where exactly? Okay, is it this side of the wall? Is it this side of the wall? As this happens, the Soviet snipers are trying to put bullets in me, and I'm just dancing around like an asshole. Is it this side of the wall? It does drive the mind. The Soviets are like, why can't we hit this guy? It's like, oh man, it's because they only gave us blanks. They don't want another international accident. That's when we shot President, you know, that Berliner guy. I mean, he looked like a runaway. I couldn't have been more terrified. Disappearing behind a tree. Listen, I understand that there are a lot of fucking trees around, but I don't know, it's kind of weird to have this many fucking trees just pop up out of nowhere. Just say he hides or something. I don't know. Why is my brain being annoying? Because it's just being a jackass. Because we should have done the other fic that I wouldn't have been a big bingus about things. Safi baps myself with a rolled up newspaper. This was it. Oh wait. And I couldn't have been more terrified, disappearing behind a tree to make sure he couldn't see me, my back up against the bark. This was it. This was my chance. Okay, listen. What tenses are we using, okay? I'm very confused sometimes by the tenses that are being used. Because if this is his thoughts, this is his chance. Right? If we're in Anon's brains, whatever, Safi, shut up. Just read the story. I go up to him, give a quick hello, and ask where he was coming from. Didn't someone already mention that? Hold on. I need to make sure that we don't already know that. No, it actually wasn't mentioned by anyone other than Anon's own personal thoughts. I'd go up to him, give a quick hello, ask where he was coming from. Or you mean where he came from? Where he was coming from implies that you're having beef with this man. And finally exchange names before leaving. Why are you saying hello and then introducing yourself at the end of the conversation? If you are planning this ahead, just say, hey, I'm Anon. Where are you from? One sentence, ba-boom, you've gotten everything taken care of, Anon. Who needs multiple sentences to say stuff? Brevity is a soul win, after all. That will be good enough. That will be enough. Good enough to settle... This is repetition, but you can't change the term midway through, buddy. That'll be enough. Enough to settle things and prove that I can move on. You can say good enough or enough, but you can't do both, because this is repetition. This word is inherently this. You can't add this or remove it. I could do it because there was nothing wrong with me. Oh, he's giving himself a pep talk. Oh, you poor guy. And yet, as I played the scenario in my head, the more twisted it grew, turning from a pleasant conversation by the field to the hallway. Nasa struggling to crawl towards me, his blood draining. Okay, I get it, right? Trauma. I think there's a fun angle to take. You know, mix it up a little. Where Anon's like, what if Nasser also went back in time? Right? There is nothing saying I'm the only one. Unlikely. But what if Nasser went back and he hears the name Anon and he just fucking kills me there and then? I think that if Anon is... Okay, listen. The reason this idea works for Anon is Anon is a nerd. He is genre savvy. He knows savvy. He knows a lot of stuff. It's genre savvy. He knows a lot of stuff. It makes sense for Anon to be like, okay, listen. The most fucked up thing that would ruin my life the most is that is also the same Nasser. He knows he died. He knows I fucked up. And he, once he hears my name, will try to strangle me to death. That, again, is a fun way to approach time travel stories. Everyone went back in time, and everyone is pretending otherwise, is fucking terrifyingly awesome as a concept. Like, it's a short story idea. It's not a full thing you can work with, because it gets too complicated, but it's a short story, like a horror reveal of like, no, Anon, I remember. And then someone else like, I remember too. And it's just like everyone remembers, and everyone is living in dread of this moment. You could write a big story about that, but it works way better as like a horror reveal at the end of something. You know. Again, a twist on the core conceit. Some fun exploration. Genre Chevy Silverado. Oh, fuck it. We're West Coast kicking it, baby. There'll be a day when they get Snoot game into Black Ops 3 Zombies. Fuck yeah. Also, I see your secondary test. Oh, it's Amber Light Piano. It's the guy falling. Oh, that's great. Oh my god, it's all the songs. Roma de Rosa. Hold on, I gotta... First off, I'm gonna refill my water bottles. And, I'm gonna refill my water bottles. And, take a potty break, actually. And then, maybe... Words. Hard. Penis. That's for the recording, by the way. Sorry, but when you were watching the stream, you were behind the scenes, and you get to see all the movie magic happen, and get spoiled and hate yourself for it. Be back in a minute. Oh boy, I'm back. You know what? I'm gonna give you some hot facts you might be interested to learn. 5 and 90, 53 because it's dollars and stuff. I'm gonna give you all a little fun fact. I got a comic that I read sometimes when I'm on the toilet, because why not? And in it, a character introduces himself, and for some reason, despite introducing himself in a long block of text, they did not include. They bold random words, but they didn't bold this man's fucking name when he introduced himself. Fuck you, I guess. Anyway, let's do a random bit of Dutch people saying English poorly. You look like two hands on one belly. I always get what we said. Good so. Are we not on glad ice? Something hangs above our head. No, we are back on the horse. I want to hire the return. That's the egg of Columbus. I see a small light point. They will soon walk in the red figures. He did not prick through it. That can well. Old cook. I had it totally miss. What nice. He is the cigar. There. Now you know how Dutch people fuck up the English language. I do not make such silly mistakes, for I am practically the native speaker, I guess. Oh boy, I shy. Oh man, it's so dry. My throat's so dry. People are watching the recording. Anon is gathering his thoughts and his energy. His chakras unite. As Anon makes the boldest move he ever will, he will tell Nasser his name. And then we jump cut to the smooching. Snoot versus Snoot, baby. Let's turn on some music actually, because it's a little quiet. Asking why I let it happen. A question I had begun asking myself. My inability to move on my own with a plan or function in the first place turned to anger. Not an answer or what had happened towards myself. Don't feel like you have to explain that one, buddy. Why? Why? Why am I so goddamn... I'm pausing. You are not actively pausing. You paused, and then... Whatever. I slowly looked to see Doe and Warden looking at me, with Olivia appearing... Stop! The word choice of this man are aggravating. Away as if in deep thought. You alright there? I go on autopilot, sounding... Why are they both here? Okay, let me... Hold the phone. You can have one character who cares, who is interested, who's emotional, and make that Doe. And Doe is the one who shows up when Anon has someone... Just pick a fucking character and make them do it. Don't have two characters show up. Have one character show up. Give that character some personalization by virtue of the actions they take in the course of the fucking story. Jesus. You don't need two people to ask one question. Yeah, just gotta go to the bathroom. I move on autopilot. My snout closed shut and my sharp teeth gritted. Careful, I know, you're gonna start grinding them, and then you'll have a chipped tooth. All the while, I was still feeling as if I was back there, just stuck with my back against the tree, with nothing but hatred I had against myself to keep me company. I mean, that was like 10 seconds ago, Anon. That was literally the last scene. And before long, I was taking it out on the unfortunate punching bag, fist after fist meeting it as my partner said something. I thought you were going to the bathroom. Why are you in the fucking boxing ring? I didn't hear him, my roaring heartbeat deafening my ears, my punches growing in ferocity until a giant hand lands on my shoulder. That is enough, Coach McHale says in a surprisingly somber and soft voice. Punching bag is dead and partner is scared. I blink before looking to see that this was indeed the case. The punching bag having ruptured as industrial cotton spilled out. Anon, you fucking goober, don't use your claws! Shit. I must have accidentally barred one of my not one, like your whole fucking fist, man. One of my sharp claws. Surely I couldn't have been punching that hard. No, if you're punching, it's fine. You were specifically told, fold your fingers in, thumb on the inside. What claws? Santa? Yet even more concerning was my partner who'd been holding it still. Or rather, holding on for dear life. Snout pressed up against it, as his eyes remained wide. Ooh, my partner. Why can't the partner be Jeremy, or like Warden, or like a fucking person you know, so you can develop their characters by having them be in the scene and do something? Like, this is how you write, is you just have characters conveniently in places so you can work with it. Oh, it's just a random character. Then why is it here? Why does the scene take place here if you're not going to use the scene and the characters that would... This is efficient writing. This is what happens when you edit your story, when you have to rewrite stuff, is you trim it down. Yeah, aren't punching bags usually filled with sand or like very cheap stuff? Instead of wool like a fucking plushie? Unless industrial cotton is something special. I don't know, but it just sounds like fucking wool. Industrial wool is good for minigun handles. Doesn't burn. And this Triceratops was bigger than I was. Stop being a fucking Chad, Anon. Go sit. Catch breath. Somehow I felt like it wasn't a punishment I was being given, but rather a break. Hearing the worry in the Ankylosaurus' voice, I sat down on the bench, briefly seeing... Why are you describing him as an Ankylosaurus and then you just use his name? That feels so weird. Like calling someone as the human's voice as I sat down. I don't know. It's a weird impersonality you're adding to the scene. It works on its own, but it doesn't work if you sequence it like that. It's kind of rude. Unless it's normal. Maybe it is. Honestly, I always had the impression that the reason Inko and Anon called dinosaurs by their species is because that's just what they do. I always imagined that to a dinosaur, your species is fucking irrelevant. You're just a dinosaur, you know? You're one of the boys. Elbow rubbing. fiberglass as a little bit of trolling. It turned out the thing that cut the bag up was all the fiberglass jostling around in there. It's filled with asbestos, you know, for fun, for kicks, for a brief lark. I like asbestos. Doesn't burn. Pretty heavy. Also makes me breathe weird. Ring seeing Coach Mikhail peered. Why is he peering at him, at his stepson? Wouldn't he be, like, staring or glaring or, like, glancing over and sharing an... Come on! Safi, stop. He's already dead. You can only dissect a frog so much. I want to get the veins out. Okay. The lesson carries on. Shouldn't it drag on, considering how annoyed you are? And I watch on the sidelines, the students sparring until the hour ultimately passed. Warden approached, backpack on as he peered down at me. I don't meet his gaze. He's not gazing, he's peering. That's different. It is. Those are different words for different contexts.
Hey, Adam, wanna get going?
I slowly nod. Except... Whoa. Coach Mikhail speaks out, handing me a broom.
You must include intros for punching bag.
I appreciate that Coach Mikhail is actually talking about intros and stuff. You know, a little bit of a mixture up. Oh, yeah, that.
I can wait.
Warden tries to offer, but I cut him off. Now, Warden, just go home, man. This will probably take a while. It's one punching bag. Where the fuck did this cotton end up? The Allosaurus briefly pauses before nodding.
Alright, then I'll see you tomorrow.
Can people nod anything other than slowly? Can't he give you a confident nod and trust in you? He's been your friend since, like, 1st grade, man. He can give you a confident nod, or a sorrowful nod. He can show some empathy to your situation instead of, like, going slowly, okay, I guess that's what's going on. Characterization. Maybe he's worried because you just fucked up a punching bag. For someone who likes to write how people's snouts look, or looking at people, linguistic limitations. I swoosh my hair dramatically in the wind as my English teacher tells me I failed the class. Yeah, I mutter. More like a mutter than a murmur. Murmur, again, is like a low din of a room. He leaves the gymnasium, and I let out a sigh, getting up from my seat with the broom. Only have it taken away almost immediately. I lie. Coach Mikhail admitted. I clean Hugo Spar. I blink. With Whomstead. Whomstead. I then look past the ankylosaurus, see Jeremy in the ring. The gigantic Snootosaurus waving his boxing gloves, headgear already on. Considering that, just a tiny detail, you can just say that he has his headgear. Oh, no. You could say his boxing gloves and headgear on. I don't know, you just kinda, you're satiating the word without needing to. I don't even know what Jeremy sounds like. Hey, grab your gloves and your headgear. We'll do a quick match before you go, he happily called. I paused to look at Coach Mikhail. The ankylosaurus giving a reassuring... Wouldn't it make sense if Jeremy held the thing or Warden held the thing? Especially if Jeremy is going to show up later in the scene. Have him hold the thing so that he's additionally nervous and kind of wants to talk to him. I don't know. Just like set up the scene to more efficiently communicate character emotions and convictions. I don't know. I don't get why you're using random nobodies. Especially since Anon and Jeremy have a history. Wouldn't they trade together more? Ah! It's like someone told him, no, that's not realistic. It's like, fuck you. It's a book. Books have to be worried about efficiency. And characters. Every extra adds a little overhead. Yeah, listen, I've punched a punching bag. They are not... Even if you have tied claws, at most, you might get a tear or two. It wouldn't just fall apart. Anna would have noticed its damage way before it starts spilling. I paused to look at Coach Mikhail, the ankylosaurus, giving a reassuring nod as he walked off with the broom. I then turned back silently to approach the ring. Picking the gloves off and strapping my headgear in, protective padding over my snout. I guess that makes sense, but that's just weird to think about. As in, it feels... The way I imagine it, it feels uncomfortable. Because, like, the way headgear for humans works is it just covers your cheeks. You know? You would have a tooth guard, of course. Alright, are you ready? Sure. His glove goes flying against my snout. You know what? How many times is Snout used in this? 26 times! I mean, it's a big chapter, though. Oh shit, we're halfway through. We're almost there. We're not going to make chapter 8, I'm sorry. Oh, we've been at this for 2 hours? Fuck, time flies when you're absolutely miserable from a variety of reasons. Dang. My eyes widen, just barely able to dodge as he nicked the side of my head, jolting me to focus. Jeremy doesn't give you the chance to register what had happened before I receive another hit, having to try to guard it rather than dodge. And because of my smaller frame compared to his, I stumble to the floor. Come on, man. You wouldn't have tried to guard that. Don't you mean shouldn't? Weird. I scowled, familiar anger building me as I rose back up. Cause you... You know, I was going for heavy from Team Fortress 2, not knowing that you were going to make up fucking Chuckle Nuts. Think fast! Think fast, Chuckle Nuts! He yelled and pushed on, my eyes wide. And he said, you fell to the ground! There are rules in boxing, dude! This time I dodged back to create distance, seeing Jeremy approach me with his guard up as my maw tightened. It'd be neat to talk about like how a Gentanosaurus would, for example, maybe be like heavier in the top. I don't know what a Gentanosaurus looks like. Considering the creature, I imagine that he would be a bit more top-heavy. He'd have strong legs, but he easily gets caught up in his balance shifting. Or maybe he has a strong sense of balance. He just has difficulty moving. You know, he might have strong legs, but because his body is so statuesque, he can't lean in and maneuver quickly. He has to rely on this stable positioning. I don't know, something he can work with. Especially since we're already doing the fucking giant heads, tiny arms thing, and big necks. Like I said, Liz's neck has a lot more potential than that story's willing to go in on. In terms of using the space of an environment. You know, like being on a roof and it's just fucking up there. Body down there, you're up here. We're in here and she's the sheriff. I threw a punch, despite knowing it would easily block it. Jeremy absorbing my fist. Oh shit, I guess we're twinsies now. Before letting out a tusk as he shook his head. Personally, I know you're supposed to put like quotation marks or something behind this, around this. I don't like that. It just always feels so busybody-y. And you would have normally gone for the feint rather than just try to, like, blindly hit me. Oh, wait, no. And you would have tried to normally try... Ugh, whatever. Okay, now I was fucking pissed. The edges of my snout curling up to show my sharp teeth. You better be A, wearing a tooth guard, and B, you dumb motherfucker, better not be biting someone. As I seethed in anger, rushing forward to deliver uncoordinated hits. I imagine that, like, if your teeth are that sharp, like, human teeth can bite shit, right? They can hurt, they can tear ears off. I imagine that, like, the rules are, don't bare your teeth, wear your tooth guard. If your teeth show, fuck off. Calm down. It's boxing. We're here for fun, kids. Also, I want you to beat up that guy I don't like. Meet him up in the parking lot and we just start jostling. Jeremy just as easily blocking them and retaliating with his light jabs, striking in my headgear as I didn't try to... Considering that he's heavier than you, his light jabs are probably pretty good at knocking you off balance. Snout fleeing to the side as I moved into a particularly rough punch. The more I tried to force an opening, the more I ended up getting hurt myself. Yet I still kept going, not even bothering to stop. I deserve this. Why the hell are you so angry? Anon is awakening to stand, so I have to go to Bizarre. Yeah... But that's because I like writing... I like supernatural, high-tech stuff. I like characters being confronted with the exotic and unknown and having to reconcile themselves with it. Like with Fang. Like, oh man, Fang, here's mind control as a solution to your problem. And they're not really interested, and they think you're kind of weird for it, and even Anon's like, I'm not sure what you're trying to do here. I just like that stuff. Isekai, let's put some fucking magic in. Fucking Near Olivia, the Noovers. I just like that little edge to make reality a bit bigger than it is, you know? I like reality being a little stretched around the corners. Why the hell are you so angry? I realized Jeremy was yelling at me, his snout contorted into a snarl as he guarded another strike, landing another jab and spat out. What are these fists for? The question I think of as I fight with even more ferocity, picturing a dumb, bold, faceless human as my opponent, knowing that it made no difference, because that was just me who had messed everything up. Jeremy paused as I stared down at the floor of the ring. Saliva dripping from my panting smile as the deafening sound of my heartbeat became too loud to hear. I exploded. Fair. I don't know. I prefer describe what Anon is feeling. Explode is a bit plain, you know. Say the volcano erupted. Something snapped. I couldn't hold it in anymore. It feels too plain for a man who's about to scream in all caps. Especially if he feels it coming. It has to come out. I'm so damn useless. Everything I've done hasn't changed anything. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Oh shit, I spat on my screen. So, in the original verse where he comes from, right? Was Olivia a thing? Like, how is he in a different universe? Is it reset? Like, these are the questions that, again, you know what I want to touch on? Because they muddle your story like crazy. I threw a powerful left hook. The Force, I hate this fucking trope. I hate the trope of character gets really angry at a personal revelation and starts beating up the other guy. I hate it. I hate it for one reason. Listen, I like a good fight scene. I love a good fucking ass smacking. Getting mad does not help you in boxing. I'm sorry, it just makes you predictable. Especially since Jeremy clearly has the advantage in terms of experience and size. I haven't changed at all. There was a lull in the fight. How? I'm pretty sure Jeremy's just like, are you okay, man? Jeremy, having paused me before he let out a sigh, raising his gloves again. What the fuck is this? The damn priest in the universe reset thing. God damn it. Why are you gonna bring that up? Why is he saying then forgive yourself? Because you're a fucking mess right now? Jeremy, what's your angle? Jeremy, what's your goddamn angle? You and Anon are like in a boxing club, but you have had no scenes that justify this. Like, remember, Jeremy was like, hey, Anon, you're very mature for your age. This turnaround of Anon being immature and screaming and punching wildly is like fantastic material for Jeremy to go like, what happened to you, Anon? What happened to you? That moment, Jeremy threw the straight right punch. I saw my chance. Hold on. Actually, I don't know the fucking quote. Something shinderu. I don't even know what shinderu means. Oh, I might have actually said the right fucking... But there's like a whole fucking... There's like a line. It's like all goofy about it. Anyway, please remember.
Sploosh.
Thank you, Sploosh Man. Coach! Coach! Anon's tweaking again. Jeremy's eyes widened as my blue glove arrived at the side of his cheek. Arrived is such a weak word for a powerful fucking punch. Impacted, crashed, destroyed. Just give me a power word, man. Arrived. My punch eventually arrived. Took a sweet fucking time. And with all that, all my hate and anger and rage, embrace the dark side, Anon. My counterattack hit with the force of a car. Why don't you put that fucking up here? As a loud crack was heard and shit. Put that up here! And then... A second passing as we stood there before Jeremy collapsed to a kneel. Quick, Anon! You have to revive him before he... My eyes blinking as I suddenly panicked, realizing what I just done. Twitter links done. Ah, fuck. Let me... Hold on. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Held. There are no held. Shit. No, I can't. No. Sorry, Dave. They are not showing up for me either. I can't find them in the usual spots. Is that like a section that holds on to spam comments? No. Nope. Contains questions. What a weird thing. powered fall. You know, you can't just tell your opponent to kneel. That's not how you box. Jeremy, are you? He raised the glove, slowly standing back up as his glove rubbed the side of his headgear. The protective padding slightly bent. I didn't know the padding could bend. I always thought it was kind of squishy. Geez, that bad, huh? I paused for a moment while slowly nodding. Just nod with some joie de vivre, my man. Or look away. No, you would peer away, wouldn't you? I like how he slowly stands up, he slowly nods. Can someone in this scene do something with any measure of expedience other than punching? Come on. Like, you can describe that he's doing it slowly by saying that he stumbles or he struggles to get up. But, like, I'm bored. And, like, I'm gonna say it again. Living Memories has some serious word choice issues, but it keeps it fresh. It works within its limitations a little better. And also, it's fucking crazy, and it perfectly matches my desire for stories to be a little bit fucked up and supernatural. Makes me want to kiss things. Safi, stop making out with your screen. It's my screen. I can kiss it if I want to. The Giganotosaurus took off his headgear, a slight bruise on his scaly cheek. That's fast. Doesn't that take a moment? Yeah, take off your headgear. Let's talk. I do the same, yet winces let out a pain seethe. My entire head stung with how much I'd been hit. Why is that an exclamation point? Oh, because he says God, excuse me. But I soldiered on. No, he's a scout. Sitting beside Jeremy on the edge of the ring. A few seconds pass as we stare at the empty bench before he speaks up. So, he paused, as if trying to find the right words. Sorry, I'm, fucking bad at this shit. His honesty earns a smile from me as I rest my arms over the ring. I mean, you did beat the shit out of me beforehand, so whatever you have to say can't be much worse. That's just it, though. He looked up, Coach McHale still cleaning the gym floor with the industrial cotton mist. If there's one thing Mr. Misha, my dad, taught me, it's that sometimes our fists can be used to speak it and communicate words. Things words can't. He snorted. It sounds fucking stupid, I know. But considering we use ball language all the time, I'm finding it more and more true lately. He then looks at me. Your fist had a lot to say. Mostly his face had a lot to say as you punched him. He sighed. Anna, you can't keep fighting for yourself. I blink at Jeremy's word. Oh shit. Scary Dave is being a cheat. Ah, it fucking deletes it! Oh! YouTube, you motherfucker! Hold on, Wait. Oh! I found something, Scary Dave. Hold on. Scary Dave, hold on. Scary Dave, try again. In about a minute or so. I put you on the approved users list. This might help. It says, hold on. Approved users. Comments from these users are automatically published and won't be filtered for blocked links, blocked words, or potentially inappropriate content. These users will also be able to send messages and live chats when the live commentary participant mode is on. I think that might help. There are a bunch of hidden users, and I don't know who most of these people are. I forgot. I don't even have block links set to on. It's just doing that without my permission. Oh shit, I can set guidelines. Sorry, I always forget that it starts on live chat. I don't know what the... Oh, shit. We gotta finish... Hold on. We gotta finish this chapter. I'm not... I mean, I've heard of being your own worst critic, but to be your own worst Street Fighter? He shook his head. I won't pretend I know what you're going through, because I don't. But, I do know one thing. He crossed his arms. Take it easy, take it slow. Leave the hard and fast hits for the wood to take out on you. But don't add your own fist to the insult. Jeremy then paused. Does that make any sense? I hate it when characters have, like, a cohesive statement, and then they're like, I don't know. I hate it. You don't say shit like that, and it doesn't make sense. You've been in this boxing group for a while, buddy. I paused, really considering his words. Like, he doesn't even say anything too, you know. Try it again. No dice. Are you fucking shitting me? I'm tempted to give Dave ultimate power, but I don't know if it'll actually help at this point. I think YouTube just really doesn't like this man. What the hell does this mean? Wait, I can block ad categories? What? I'm probably misunderstanding. That doesn't make any sense. No, I can't find anything, buddy. Sorry to tell you. Oh shit, I just found a setting that I really like. Boop. Well, sad to see that Scary Dave. You know what, fuck it, Scary Dave. We're making the sacrifice. We're taking the devil's bargain. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but we're gonna have to do it. Okay, Scary Dave. Try again. No. Scary Dave isn't trying to post in the chat. He's trying to post somewhere else so that I can see the links. He's posting a big post. Alright. Fuck it. We need to finish this before bedtime. And I have like... Since we can't... Can we... Is it working now? Dang. I can't win anything. Finally, we get Scary Dave and everything else craps. I'm done. Not even $50, or at this point, considering $10 have already been donated, it's $40. Could save my mood. Hey, how about we just... How about we read this fic that Scary Dave just linked? It's called Peachy Promises. It's 5,000 words. How about we just do that one and we'll call it a night? You know, sounds like a fucking something to me. Look, it's teens, so we're probably good. No archive warnings though. Safi, don't click on your... Oh, no! Don't click up there. Don't click... Oh no! Don't click up there, Safi. People will see all the scandalous things you've not posted. How about you fucking write something, asshole? Jesus fuck. Is it smutty? I don't know, but it's teens and up, so it's probably fine. Let's get to it. Let's do something a little bit different. Anon, a self-proclaimed loamer, manages to convince his parents much sooner in his high school career that rock bottom is no longer for him anymore, and starts his beginning of a senior year at Volcano High. Naomi, a nerdy, preppy, albeit self-conscious star student, has just been voted class president due to a technicality and is worried that the expectations she'll have to keep with such a role. When two such people themselves collide, Do they stumble into a bigger hole they dug themselves in? What do they got to their answer? And what happens if the answer is each other? By the way, 500 is 500? I don't know what that means, Senator, but I'm scared because you brought it up at all. Also, Scary Dave, I looked at your links. They're great. Thank you. Hugs, kisses, pat-pats, everything else. Oh, it's only one chapter. This is the start. Posted just a few days ago. Hello again. I had this idea on a whim. And it interested you so much that I just had to act on it. Well, good for you. That's why I'm writing that stupid story about the birds, which isn't even done. It's in scaffolding. I don't even know if I'm keeping much of it, because again, it's just self-indulgent world-building garbage. The whole story happened by accident and may not persist. This sounds like an NTR type fic. We're skipping this because there's an image up here, and you can see that image yourself by finding the link of Scary Dave and going there yourself. In fact, let me post it in the fucking comments so you can take a look yourself. You bingus. Oh. Running. That was all I'm doing in the moment. Forget the conduct marks. Forget the hit to my grade. I'm not going back. I can't take it anymore. I can't. NTR mentioned? Oh shit, was? No, it's dorks in love, dorks, romance, falling in love. I don't know, it sounds sweet to me. But if I'm wrong, hey. Garbs was summoned by the mentioning of NTR, Jesus. Even with how unfit I am, I ran all the way back home. School barely started that morning, and yet I immediately wanted to go back. Mom tried to reason, but I wasn't going to listen. I wasn't budging. Dad tried to force me. So much that did. The next words that left his mouth were scathing, dripping with real lethality. But the content of those words? Big Nasser watch. Hey, we gotta do it at some point, buddies! Also, I think something went wrong and the cropping isn't working properly, but why is the cropping not working properly? Oh, because it's not wide enough, isn't it? Yep, there you go. It was running on a different screen. Everyone please pretend that didn't happen. My eyes finally opened, half-lidded. Hold on, we need Skin Row Soul for this. This is Skin Row Soul to the T. There you go. Love that sousaphone! My eyes finally opened, half-lidded. The soft droning noise emanating from my phone slowly started to rise in pitch and the volume the longer I neglected the source. Even as a god-deafening, I let it continue to dig my head and for whatever reason I could come up with. Maybe to wake up faster, or to give myself further incentive to turn it off. In reality, I knew the answer. I'm just lazy. It's exactly why I said it an hour before I had to leave to school. I don't know, I feel like before is the emphasis word here. Just a really minor comment, but before I had to go to school. Because it's not that he has to go to school, we know that. It's the emphasis that it's an hour before. Nitpick, but that's how I do it. Because if I had said it on time, I mean, to be fair, I do this stuff too. Because if I had said it on time, I'd waste every last second I had just to stay in bed as long as possible, risking running late. I mean, you gotta let it sink in instead of thinking about it too hard or you'll break it. I remember Mom telling me how I had to take this seriously, that I need to look past everything that happened the year prior. How she thinks I'll manage that, no idea. She saw firsthand what I was dealing with and what it did to me, and all of a sudden I'm just supposed to forget all that? That feels like a question, but I don't know. Fat fucking chance. This is the answer to that question. I'm supposed to forget it all. Oh no, I read it wrong. That's my fault. There's a part of me that feels as though I should be glad. To an extent, I am. I'm not there anymore, and I never have to go back. But back when I made that plead, I had so many different things in mind. I knew another school in the area was probably in the know of what I had done, and those were immediately crossed out of my mind. But I maybe could have been homeschooled? Dad was adamant in the military. I could have just sucked it up. The second they start doing the reverse tango eject. There is a section at the bottom of the screen you can't see that exists for this exact purpose, my man. It's not my first option, but I'd rather have something than be a bum in the streets with nothing to my name. Though not that I change much, already got nothing to me. Even less now with what I did, which can be attributed to character assassination. But now here I am, in an apartment my dad pitched in to pay rent for only as long as the school year lasts, in the middle of Dino territory. As if being placed miles away from home wasn't bad enough. The only solace I have is my shoddy computer and my other video game console. Hold on, I'm gonna save you guys the pain of potential oh no's by increasing the cropping of the bottom. You are now protected. Okay, so we're about middle of the screen. But now here I am, in an apartment my dad pitched in to pay rent for only as long as the school year lasts in the middle of dino territory. As if being miles away from home wasn't bad enough, the only solace I have is my computer and my other video game console. And my other console video. Weird. What are you, Spanish or French? I finally decided the alarm had enough life to it, and immediately went to turn it off. Decided to read the date built into my phone in some faux hope that I was dreaming. That summer would last forever and I didn't have to prepare for anything. Just video and shitposting, what I've always been meant for. September 4th, 21st... Oh, wait, what? September 4th, 201,000,2019 BC. 2019 instead of 21. Rap to Jesus. Still disappointed even though I knew it was today? Why the hell would I have an alarm then? Again, I just had this baseless hope that I would not have to get up and enter uncharted waters, in which I would probably have to deal with a completely different subset of antagonism. Dang, I like this guy's word choice. I decide to put together a shitty bait post to give myself an extra boost to get up. Eventually, I decide to just cobble up some old drama about dino and island violence. It isn't just enough they want us, it's just us. I shoved my phone into my pocket, rubbing my temples, simultaneously throwing my legs to the side of the bed, immediately standing. Holy shit, he's not standing slowly. This Anon's got some pep in his step. Getting a bit dizzy from doing all that simultaneously. You simultaneously twice. Gonna have to dock a point. You're a 9 out of 10, buddy. Careful. Goes fast. Grasping onto my deck to stabilize myself before I fell onto my bed. Oh, before I fell into my bed. Dang, I've been stuck in bad reading so long, I'm like, ugh. Grasping onto my deck to stabilize myself before I fall back to bed. To be expected, I have the build of a skeleton while eating healthily as a Victorian child. Sighing, I take my hand that is still resting on the side of my face, and the other propping me up to rub my eyes fervently. Odd phrasing, you might not want to break up that sentence fragment, just saying. Blue and red spots blinding me once I finish the assault and take the chance to open them again. For the final... So is Anon like 2 years younger? Or, like, is he in the other class? Or did we just shift the dates for some reason? Dinosaur COVID? For the final act, I simply run my hands across my face, starting from my forehead and ending near my bottom lip. Damn, I'll be honest, I can feel this wake-up routine. I can feel Anon suffering. And just not being in the mood. This is how you drag out a scene to just communicate that Anon does not want to go anywhere. Damn. For the final act, I simply run my hand across my face, starting from my forehead to my bottom lip, shaking my head to finally drive out all the morning exhaustion. Throw some water in your face and do some stretches, man. That's the best way to do it. If I have to deal with interaction, exhaustion later, I might as well rid myself out of anything else that will have me utterly withered by the time I come back home. I mean, he says until the end of the school year, so I imagine he's still a senior, just a few years earlier. Quickly, I power walk over to the best room to get fresh. The best room. I'm walking over to the best room to get freshened up. Not that I really care about how I look. I just don't want to stand out. Who am I kidding? Who the fuck am I kidding? I'm probably the only human here in that Meteor Dodger infested school. Mom tried to convince me that it might be a nice change of pace for me. Who knows what the hell she meant? Because I sure as fuck didn't. I know I'm being a bit paraphrasy here, but that's because my brain is just going to trip and stumble and stutter if I don't. It's the thought that matters. I'm not being corrective for the nature of it. Regardless, the least I can do is basic hygienics, and the mirror didn't show me having anything I didn't see before. After washing my face with ice-cold water, brushing my teeth with shitty toothpaste that'll probably have the same effect as just not opening my mouth ever, and putting on some off-brand deo that'll last 30 minutes, I slap on my dirty sneakers and patchy jacket. Jesus! This Anon is worse off. What happened to him? Typically, the first days don't need anything. Either way, there's nearly a 0% chance that I'm ever using any of the supplies Mom stuffed into my bag. Fuck it, might need to jot down a password, or something I might exploit later if I catch wind of anything, and I will be able to use to my benefit. I shuffle around to shake it. Backpack? Check. I ran my head over my head. Loser? Check. Ah, that's love it. Love how the sentences are similar lengths, so they line up nicely. I love visual sentence structuring. Makes me want to flex in front of the mirror. Good to go. Exiting the apartment, I shuffle around my pocket for the keys I'd nearly forgotten about. Yeah, because you're in charge of the house now, buddy. And lock the door behind me, walking down the short steps leading to it afterwards. Starting the decently long trek over to school. What house are you in? Why does your apartment have an... Are you in what? My new school. As I sluggishly dragged my feet all along the way. Midway through, I took note of all the flora in the new environment I found myself in. Coastal region. Dad gave it a big whoop. Hold on, is the volume set for this right? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm tankering with stuff in other places. Hold on, I need a drink. Coastal region. Dad gave it a big whoop, and a small part of me did have a natural intrigue. But now that I've been here for a few weeks, the only notable thing about it is how fucking gross it feels all day. I'd be lucky for it to just feel hot. More often than not, it's stuffy as all hell, and I feel like I'm boiling in a fucking sauna. And the air feels thick and sometimes smells of salt water. It's also my first time walking to school. Mom typically being the one to pick me up and drop me off. So I think that, in the world where Chelonians exist, like the bird species, they live in mountains and the colder climes. A lot of them live above the Arctic Circle. And there's a bit more emphasis on, like, the equator is mostly inhabited by dinosaurs. It's just how it works out, because humans don't like being there. Just like dinosaurs can put on warm clothing to go to colder climes and kind of make do, so too can Chelonians by putting ice in their gizzard or putting on cooling vests. They also have a process called adaptation, which is the functional equivalent to subjecting yourself to an awful situation just so you can take warmer temperatures a bit better. It is not recommended if you're sticking around for a day or two, because it involves a shit ton of vomiting. It sucks. Only plus to this part of the world is that when it hits night, it actually gets a bit cold. I always love the cold. Being hot is miserable. Well, when it's cold, I know I can wrap up it a bit and make it less miserable. I walked in the cold for 3 hours, Anon. Shut up! You can only... I mean, to be fair, it was a nice cold. You can only get so naked, and there's no way in hell I'm taking this jacket off, even if it's stained to high hell. Oh, I only know this because I had to make a few emergency runs. Is there anyone chatting, or is it just quiet? Because you were all very chatty earlier. I only know this because I had to make a few emergency runs for food a week or two ago. So, summer just ended. But I got the impression that he was at school first, and then he got, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not important for the story anyway. Considered that my one and only warning to never leave this apartment at night. Got chased by some homeless dude around the block. Came to the realization that from this day I have to moderate to avoid the gosh damn spam bots giving them super... Scary Dave, I don't expect you to be a moderator, I just expect you to be able to post links. I didn't give you this power with any responsibility. Spider-Man is very disappointed in me. If that's what adrenaline feels like, it's nothing like what slash trash slash makes it out to be. Actually, isn't it always just like slash and then the name instead of slash 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 double slash? Like, do you say the second slash or is it just slash trash? I don't know. Rather than feeling like I was the king shit of Fuck Mountain, I felt like vomiting all over my already dingy carpet whenever I managed to slam into my house. Yeah, the downside is terrible. Scary Dave, I didn't change anything. Like, if they didn't come already, they're not coming, I guess. I have nothing to offer them. There is nothing here for them. Abandon all hope. With great power comes almost no... Spider-Man. Peter. With great power comes almost no responsibility. Fucking shoot a man dead if you want to. Use your spider powers. Uncle Ben, I thought you would tell me, no, Spider-Man. No, why is he calling him Spider-Man, Safi? Why is Uncle Ben calling him that? Uncle Ben, I'm still Peter. No, you're Spider-Man. Kill some cops. I never liked them. Dad, Uncle Ben, I don't know how to feel about how you're just suggesting I kill people. Go fight in the wrestling ring. God dang. Already, the idea of moving in general sucked. I like how something that's kind of missing is the emphasis of like, hey, Anon is kind of moving to a whole different place. Not the point of the story, but I like that kind of world building a lot. I'm just a sucker for it. Okay, why do you think I'm writing about numantic powers? Why do I think too much about how much the history of that world clicks together? How numancy and its power progression fits into the world at large? How Shalonians work? Why Shalonians have the relationship they do? The idea that Shalonians were on the new first planet before humans showed up, and humans are the invasive colonist species, but they don't really care because they don't live in the same climates, etc., etc. How a pseudo hive mind would function. Jesus, Safi, stop. It's not relevant. He's just a guy trying to fuck a dinosaur. Jesus. Already the idea of moving in general sucked, but learning that I was moved to the ass-crack part of town was just the maraschino cherry on top of my already growing shitcake. And forget all that, it's muggy as hell. And forget all of that, it's muggy as hell. Outside of the residence, it's rarely this bad, but fuck is it foggy. Like I just entered Silent Dill or downloaded some shitty housewad. I mean, I'm writing Ranger in the fog, shush! Before I knew it, though, the fog manages to air out as I continue to cautiously continue along the sidewalk. He said, "Fuck you." Hearing the cacophony of voices in the distance, growing louder and louder. My phone buzzed, and I realized I was kind of out of it. Sure, I was looking at the directions, but other than that, I was mindlessly following the red trail the map was giving me, and I hadn't figured out that I was only a few minutes away. Speaking of which, I was nearly half an hour early. Just fucking peachy. So much for trying to leave my dingy apartment early.
Is this like go bifurcate high and the school starts at 10 a.m.?
I guess there's no winning in that regard. Choices are to rot in bed or to try and get the day over as soon as possible. Pick your poison. Both seem equally appealing. A minute or two later, eventually there I was. In front of 3 fucking flights of stairs. Volcano High has a few stairs, but they have no wheelchair ramp for some reason. Condensed entirely with colorful misfits varying in size, shape, and make. Seriously, some of these dodgers could be the school mascot, or a cartoon character, the kind you would see in a sugar-packed cereal box or other miscellaneous items at the grocery store. Hell yeah, buddy. And as I suspected, all eyes are on me, going subtly up and down with each step I took, as if I was wearing a Halloween costume in the middle of spring, just like my junior year. A part of me found humor in that. Like, yeah, I am the outlier in this sea of Crayola, horns, feathers, and scales. Again, I knew it, but they're no better than the assholes back in rock bottom, not even giving me the light of day to maybe show that I am beyond what they see. It's not like I wanted to anyway. My plan there is simple. Blend out. You mean blend in. Become a silhouette in the crowd. A background character with one act. Again, I don't know if the emphasis really works, but that's my preferred style of writing. There's a dinosaur-shaped trebuchet out of frame for the disabled accent. See, Arthur here has it figured out. He knows how to fix these lore problems. Creatively. And I'd already served my play. Thinking and actually witnessing all the stares among the faint drone of chatter just made me more irritated. And eventually I heard it. Or rather, what I could imagine hearing them say.
Is that a human?
There's a spear. Don't they all want stored away?
Skinny.
Fucking hell, moving from one shithole to enter another. Can't ever catch a break. Why can't I just be left alone? Decided I couldn't handle more being out here. I'm still getting those judging stares and comments left and right. Quickly, I walk to the other side of the school. Hold on, I just realized something and I gotta go to the bathroom again. But I'm drinking gallons, my man. Gallons. These are like multiple liter bottles. But I need to change the title of this actually, so people know that it's also something else. And include the link. And I'm gonna go to the bathroom again. Be back in a hot minute. This is what happens when I sit down and I drink gallon after gallon after gallon after gallon. Sadly, you can stop the recording. Why doesn't YouTube like you, Arthur? Also, I think I'm gonna follow Arthur's thing, and the next time I go for a big fat walk, I think I'm gonna walk to the McDonald's and get that bunger. You know what? I'm gonna go get a bunger next time I can. I'm gonna spend that $10 and get myself a nice bunger. They got some decent nuggets and tendies. Maybe some fries. They got paprika fries. Like you put them in a bag, you shake them around to spread the, you know. I think I'm ready to keep going. Maybe fucking pause your recording, Seth, you fucking idiot. Borgot, hell yeah. Yeah, Bunger is the king. He provides bunker. Hey, romantic. Anyway, let's get back to it. Where are we? Why can't I just be left alone? Decided I couldn't handle... Okay, wait, no. Decided I couldn't handle being out here. I'm still getting those judging stares and comments left and right. Quickly, I speed walk to the other side of school, praying all the while to whatever fucked up God wants to listen to me, that there was an alternative entrance. After a few more minutes of circling, my ticket was seen. And it was much more golden than I could have imagined. Not only was there a side entrance, but the side of the school was also nearly vacant. A few sparse groups in here and there, but nothing like the swathes of rainbow out front. I can hunker down here. Hell yeah, hunker. Damn it, Scary Dave. The goonbots! Oh no. Oh no. Finding a nearby bench, I take my seat and whip out my phone again after having put it away early. Of course you put it... Just fucking... I mean... I don't know, I just think it's just a weird thing to comment on. Me, Mom, and Dad talked to Principal Spears as part of the registration. I wanted nothing to do with it. But I was forced to by my parents and practically Spears, since he personally wanted to talk to me. I didn't say much anyway, so it was whatever. Video conferences are fucking stupid, but it beat meeting him in person in a one-on-one. By the way, I've also... The whole something, nothing... It's not something to nothing, it's nothing to something. Fuck. I've been thinking about doing that idea, like the cork and seat of like 0 to all the way up there, but with the Shalonian culture and the nature changes, because Shalonians do not think like humans, and it slowly creeps up on him. Because again, I'm a sucker for world building, and it's killing everything else. Strangulation. Lore-wise, it'd be difficult to justify Anon transferring to a Shalonian installation, because they don't adopt outside that easily. I mean, they could, but I don't think the structure would work as well, because, no, it's a very different place. Very different place. Too different. Anyway, plus, it meant I got the schedule with me on my phone. One shitty interaction versus several. I'll take what little wins I can get. Thankfully, nothing had changed about the spot I was situated at. A handful of other walking paintbrushes entered the side of school, gawking at me all the same. But nothing else beyond that. I kind of like the heavier emphasis on the racism. Again, unexplored angle, kind of neat. Would love to see some of that. Even, like, for Anon, it's weird. Like, in Nothing to Something, it's kind of weird that Anon doesn't have bigger thoughts about being a dinosaur now. Outside of, I'm a Chad now, wow! Like, I've had ideas for Anon gets adopted or ends up in a different familial situation. The ones I've had so far are, the Elsa mods, aka Fang's parents and Goodbye Volcano High. They're a nice duo, you can work with them. You can have the dad, who's a little aloof, he has an accent, but when he talks about the stuff that he knows about, his accent vanishes because that's the terminology he knows and uses. And then you have the mom who's a bit stricter, but generally speaking is strict because that's what her job requires to. She's already hurting people because she's an HR manager and handles PR relations. So she's very familiar with having to scold people and the like, so it makes for a good combination. The aloof professional father who tries his best and really wants to get something out of this, and a mother who kind of sees the more pragmatic angle to things. How would it work? So here's the thing with Shalonians, right? The thing that's very much worth pointing out. The only Shalonian I ever made in many years is just Ophinia. That's it. The whole species kind of just existed so that Ophinia had an origin point. Hell, the fucking main plotline in the Medioverse is that her planet just gets blown up when she's, like, what, 10 years old? It's just fucking gone. And they're nothing like the Shalonians I'm using right now. Those are just like artsy-smarty people who are like, well, we're just having a fun time on our planet, I guess, and they're just sitting around painting stuff. And then they blow up from an interdimensional horror. Great. Good for them. It's such a weird twist. I have no standards for languages. I got a whole bunch of funny details, but none of them really... I mean, Jesus Christ, Safi. Aren't you reading a fanfic? Hybrid genetics work. Holy shit! Look at this man. He's got... these things are atomic level. Fuck! I'm blown out of the water just reading the synopsis. Because I don't know what that means, but I know what you're getting at. Eventually, after scrolling endlessly through post after post to soothe the nerves further, I heard the initial bell that told all of us to start heading to our respective classes. Quickly, I pick up my bag and head to my first class. Entering, I was greeted with the school's presentation on the inside. Besides the Dodgers, I kind of like that term. It's a good racism term because it has a logical name behind it, but it's a little fuzzy when you see it first. You're like, why is that a slur? You know, I could name a few, but you can probably imagine a couple involving, say, backs or gaps in armor. I'm kind of trying to think of some myself, but... Besides the Dodgers, the place seemed pretty basic. Besides some of the extra flora growing along the walls, the shine they reflected telling me they were probably artificial. Other than that, Dodge Charger. Look at a load of all these Dodge Chargers over here. Me here, my Chevrolet. It's a big plus. Oh, God. I will never forget the Chevrolet commercial where like they light up the streets and it's a big plus, and I'm like, fuck you. God. Ugh. You know, I still... What I want to do with the Shalonians and everything... Shalonians live in a sci-fi future base. They live inside of the ice, under the ground, or in the mountains. They tend to focus on the sci-fi-ish fields, very bright, very clean, a bit sterile. Dinosaurs live in a more solar punk environment, which is clean but tends to integrate a lot of wooden materials. Glass is mostly used to bring in light. Humans live in concrete environments, very artificial, very mass-manufactured. The idea being that humanity has always kind of struggled with its own systems of power. Like, you know what people complain about capitalism? Well, in the new verse, humans have capitalism plus. It's way worse. And so they end up with brutalist structures for the most part. Whereas dinosaurs live in a world that's, you know, it's Safi, the fanfic. Other than that, same walls, same typical decor, everything. As if I needed the extra slap in my face to tell me that what I thought was going to happen was happening right before my eyes. All that it changed was that I got a clean slate. And the only difference about that is that I'm a weirdo by default instead of outed as one. Still judged and insulted all the same. Yeah, it does kind of point out that, you know, he's still a bit of a looker. You know, a weird thing to look at and point at. And I'm still judged and insulted all the same. Probably even more so considering the prejudice that probably exists in a town comprised mostly of dinosaurs. They light up the streets. Okay, BMW owners are doing that with their fog lights. Oh, so fucking true. Oh, I had a dinner recently. And we were like, and I could look out the window and like a car bumped on a traffic bump. And like, whoa, my eyes! Flashbangs. Just, ow! I kind of like that he's like, hey, I'm in a new school, but nothing changed. I'm still me, you know? I'm still add-on. This is the whole, like, you know, time reversal thing we just had in Nothing to Something. But add-on is like, you don't need the supernatural. It's still a new situation, but it's still just add-on. What's changed? What's going to make him the better person to make this easier for realsies? Keeping my head down, I stare at the schedule while taking a glance at the labels that are indented nearby several doors I walk past, showcasing what glass on the door belonged to. What class the door belonged to. Fuck. First headache up. English. Thing is, I'm still thinking on if I want to make the new verse its own standalone thing. Not just file the serial numbers off, but just separate it wholly and make it an original work thing. A series, as it were. Things to think about. It took a bit of aimless walking since the sectors are labeled so awkwardly. Ugh, I know that feeling. But I eventually found my way. Mr. Tsuki. Strangely, the name sounded a bit familiar. I wasn't exactly sure why, though. Deja vu moment to be certain. Walking in, I was greeted by, is that a fucking bamboo sword? And a kimono? Who the hell is this guy? Given his notable wrinkles located near his maw, I assume he's the teacher. Doesn't answer why he's here all appropriating all over the place. No, not like I care, or that I even believe it's a thing in the first place. I just question what brings a man to dress like this to school. We need something sexier for the school scene. It is Loopy. I like that he's like using the verb appropriating. I get away from Miss Otsuki as I look out to the rest of class. Before I could even begin to witness any of their stares, I immediately take a seat at the front, continuing to hear the soft droning conversations all the while. If I shirked away fast enough, I could probably mask myself pretty well. You know, like in the original drafts, Anna was gonna wear a mask to school, which is still fucking funny to me. So long as I make sure that sitting here is not a big deal. So far I've accomplished that goal. A few more minutes pass, and the... Why did you turn that off, Safi? Jesus. Mistakes are being made all over the place. A few more minutes passed, and the tardy bell dinged the same tune it did beforehand. With it fading, the teacher began to speak. Hero Kurasu. Hello, Kurasu. When you say Kurasu, in Japanese you can only end a syllable on a vowel or an N. So he would say Kurasu. Hero Kurasu. What the fuck? I was immediately bombarded with asinine empathics this man was lobbing at class. With the emphs. Hell yeah, that's a good word. I'm gonna look that one up. Hold on, I need to look up this word because it sounds fucking awesome. An empathic consonant. Hell yeah, bitch. And on the still weeb, right? So, yeah, he should, but the problem with that, Senator, is that it creates a meta connection. And they're trying to avoid it. They don't want Anon to acknowledge real life. He needs to stay within the world, and it would not make sense. The reference wouldn't work like that. It would be very strange. A little too strange. I like it. Human architects listen to Papers, Please OST before doing anything glorious. Erestroika. The thing... So, like, the lore I've invented for that setting, right, for the new verse, is fucking weird. First, there is the insects people, and the Karina, who don't even show up at all, because they're like, surface ain't for us. The humans and dinosaurs are just a little too silly for us. But they had a good relationship with the Shalonians. The Shalonians' origin myth says, like, hey, we showed up. Maybe there were other sentient species. We might have kicked their asses. It's unclear how literal that part's meant. But it eventually describes how 12 other Newmancers showed up, and they were like, let's invent some species. And they basically made dinosaur-human hybrids, who turned into the other ones. Because a whole bunch of fucking shit happened along the way. One guy got a little antsy. He was like, oh boy, I'm gonna take over now, buddies. It's a whole fucking mess. But I still haven't really thought to myself, why are humans like this? I think the reason is because dinosaurs are united under one big thing. They're united by the priesthood, or basically the magic boy, Newmancers. In humanity, you aren't a Newmancer, because Newmancers upset the systems of power. They're too dangerous, you know? If one person can shoot the president with a fucking mind bomb, that's a problem. That's a fucking problem for the presidency. So they consider them witches and warlocks, and you just burn them at the stake. To the point that one of the main characters in the series, Dr. Octave, is a witch hunter. He sent a bunch of miners to burn on the stake. Woof. Just making sure that guy's a nice asshole when you learn about him. Puts him in contrast, I guess. The dinosaurs lived under one big empire, called the Sankolo Empire, which is, again, scaly, holy people, but shortened. And the core idea is that, again, they are ruled by the priesthood. And under this, there's a caste system. But the caste system is like, who cares? So they're way more open. So dinosaurs they are more into the LGBT stuff because, as far as dinosaurs are concerned, if you just do what you're supposed to, it's fine. Whereas humans have this tighter structure because the people in charge want to keep their power. And unlike dinosaurs who can defend their position by fucking someone up or using a cool magic spell, humans, for a large portion, have to defend themselves by abusing power structures. Because, again, they ain't dinosaurs. They can't take a bullet. So the whole situation's different. And when the two finally meet, what a time it is. The problem with this conversation, however, is that technically speaking, there's an implication that Japan still exists because I've mentioned anime. But that's a conversation for another time. In his defense, they were psychers, so it's okay. Listen, if you are the president and you can't take a couple of psychers by yourself, what are you even doing? The emperor could take 100 psychers in a day. In fact, he eats them for breakfast. Literally. Tasty psycher breakfast. It's filling and nutritious for mind and body. Okay. I was immediately bombarded with the asinine empathics this man was lobbing at class. Everyone seemed either unbothered or just indifferent, killing my vibe of utter bewilderment. Seriously? Is this some kind of joke? What was he saying? Considering, are Japanese people just humans? Or are they... Because if they are just humans, this is the worst. Whatever it is, I hope it's not important. And just as that thought crosses my mind, I witness him coming in front of my desk and bow subtly, quietly speaking in my face. Anon-kun, pourrisu introduce, he could say introduce, but introduce yourself. You are a new student, sis yaru. Huh? You are a new student this year. Huh? Please insert that fucking cat that goes, huh? I love that cat that goes, huh? Huh? He motions his hand to the front of the class, pointing towards the whiteboard. I was about to say, why blackboard? But I was like, no, a whiteboard is the white one for marker savvy, you fucking idiot. Oh. Oh. Remind me to never make the claim that I am ever shit out of luck, because I never had anything to begin with. I might as well just wing it and bullshit my way through. It's not like I have a novel to recite when referring to myself. Standing, I make my way over as Mr. Tsuki stepped out of my way. My legs suddenly felt soft, uneasy, as if I was walking and still to a craft to each other. No, Anna, that's called a growth spurt. Destination made. I turn around to face the rest of the class, and I immediately feel like toppling over. I'm exactly where I was before, their eyes seething with contempt, judgment, and disdain. A cough was made by someone in the back, snapping back to reality. And in reality, nobody gave me even the time of day. I feel like that statement showed up a few times by now. I don't know, maybe it's just my brain. Hold on, let's Google search it. No, it's only showed up once. I think my brain's just being weird. Everyone seated was fiddling with their hands, whispering to one another. We're already asleep. Despite all of that, my chest felt tighter than it ever had, and I had to clear my throat subtly before speaking. My name is, Anon. I don't have any hobbies. Some of them have their attention dragged from whatever they were doing to stare at me, digging into me like each and every one of them had knives, slowly growing more and more serrated. Even thinking back to the hobbies, I did make sure I didn't blurt them out. Oh, wait. Even thinking back to the hobbies I did have to make sure I didn't blurt them out was enough to make me remember. I think of what else to say, if anything at all. The questioning stares, all asking me the same inquiry I was not answering.
Where the hell did you come from?
The sweat build-up I felt in my pits and legs added on to the drive to sit back down, saying nothing more. Luckily, the longer I stayed quiet, the more they seemed disinterested, as their heads moved in different directions and ways. Either back down to their lap where they tried to sneakily hide their phone, putting their head back into the desks, or talking to one another. I nearly take the chance to get my bearings, just sit back down regardless of what the teacher had to say, until I look off to the far back. I saw eyes that didn't show any sort of animosity or questioning. If anything, they just stared intently, with no discernible emotion other than curiosity. A girl who dressed nothing like anyone else here. A neat white button-up, pink glasses, a pink bow tie, and neat gray slacks. Well, not exactly any different color-wise, the orangey peach contrasted the white on her scales. She stood out in the weirdest way possible, like she was dressed for a job interview or some fancy event, rather than the place we are currently. School. I know that we were probably not like that wrong, but my brain is like, it should be R, but that sounds wrong too. Oh boy, I know some left-wing people, and they are having a fuss. They are having a big fuss. Poor guys. Pats for you. Cheer up, buddy. Suddenly, my legs don't feel weak anymore. My throat feels less clogged with the imaginary pressure I made for myself. I mean, I hope to God this Naomi is nicer. I mean, she doesn't have Fang or Nasser to work with, so I guess we have the whole year. Maybe Anon can fix her. There has to be drama, or we can just go lovey-dovey. Listen, I'm fine with going for fluff, but just establish, okay? Just make clear it's fluff from day one. If you make clear it's fluff from day one, my little baby heart will just melt. But don't give me expectations. Don't start off with Anon fucking falling into a grave and being reborn as a dinosaur. Just start off with them fucking smooching. Come on. A few moments later, her eyes shifted to side before coming back to meet mine. Before abruptly picking up a notebook she neatly arranged on her desk and began to write. It was then that I realized I was staring like a spurg. I quickly binged my eyes to the floor. With a little flare, I awkwardly lifted my hand towards Mr. Tsuki.
Is that all, Anonku?
You can't say is or all. You can't. That's not how Japan works. I nod.
Then you may have a shito.
Did he just tell me to poop myself? What? With absolutely no objection, I take my seat and immediately head to my desk, and immediately have my head hit the desk. That alone was enough to have me utterly exhausted. Seeing everyone and en masse, no, it's en masse, I think. I don't know, it might be different. Might be a different use of the word. Made my stomach churn a bit. As Tsuki went on about class and its subject matter, I realized I'm probably going to have to do that every single class. Fuck my life. Wasn't sure how much time had passed, but I'm at the end stretch of this class. Thank God. Mr. Tsuki's voice got more and more incomprehensible the longer it went. I couldn't even sleep or make anything to pass the time. All I could do was mindlessly stare at the board, acting like I heard anything of what was just said. I mean, admittedly, Anna, I kind of, I don't know if they did. I recall that's the case with Mia and Ben. I recall that they specifically hooked up first year and have been friends ever since. I don't know if that applies to these two. Maybe it does. I don't know. It'd be kind of goofy considering how it works out. If that is the case, it's really weird that Naomi is the way she is with Nasser. It's been way too long. With Mia, it makes sense given who she is and, how the relationship still pans out. She's more dismissive, but just Naomi, Suddenly, a jolt shot through my entire body as I heard a scream down the hall, but it felt as though it was right outside the door. Hold on. I'm going to give you all a minute. And I'm going to ask you a simple question. What is Naomi's last name? Your minute starts now. I don't know how long a minute is, sorry. I wasn't keeping track. Aw, shit, this guy's posting his cute dog being cute. Hell yeah. I'm gonna give that dog pet-pets, and I cannot be stopped. It's Moretti! Points for Senator.
Naomi Moretti in my office.
Thank you. I think my balls entered my throat. Though the empathics were completely different. Oh my god, this guy's gonna be like that. She's gonna ask Dan on TV. And he was shouting with every nano-action of his larynx. I recognized the grizzly that still occupied the voice that I had heard before. Principal Spears. Looking around, everyone seemed a bit shaken or indifferent. I'm assuming that's normal. Wonderful. Several clacks and subtle rustlings spawned behind me as I turned. It was that girl. She seemed a bit rattled as well, holding her supplies in her arms with papers and folders scrambled in them, sticking out every which way. She quickly scooted out of her desk and sped walked to the door. Sped walked? Speed walked. It's one compound, buddy. You don't conjugate both. Adjusting her glasses with a free hand. I wonder what that was all about, but I can't be bothered. I'm busy watching the clock tick every second as I pray class ends soon. I hope to God, just, listen, I prefer it doesn't because it kind of ruins the romance, but if we have Naomi also be Mia and we're following up on that stupid fucking theory, I don't think you know. I don't think you fully understand. I would just let's go kicking it. Yeah, let's just go for it for once. I'm really losing my edge here. Class after class, headache after headache from the torturous grind of having to repeat how disinteresting I am. I finally made it to the last class of the day. And of course it's math. I'm not bad at it, at least I don't think so. But regardless, the shit gets tedious real fast. All I take solace in is the fact that Mr. Koldusky is human. A nice pat on the back after a day's worth of bullshit. Maybe he deals with the same stuff I will. You already are, buddy. Additionally, the first couple of days of the school year just go through the syllabus and honorifics. Stuff I don't really care or worry about. Most of the stuff on the syllabus are things that you should infer already with some inklings of information that you might need in a niche hypothetical. Lunch was a pain to skip, not willingly. I only have so much money Dad slid over for emergencies, and some of those costs stabbed me straight in the heart, and my wallet. I figured I can skip lunch and eat extra ramen cup at home. Not that I ate much more than normally anyway, but I brought, which is probably why I shit bricks as consistently as I do. As I'm going through my tried and true ritual of blankly staring at the front to convince everyone, and maybe even myself, that I'm paying attention, I hear heavy footfalls outside of the door. Eventually they halt.
Every senior in the building, please report to the auditorium in an orderly fashion immediately.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. No. Music, stop. There is only one appropriate thank you, Mr. Spears. You know exactly which one. Fuck you.
Thank you.
There we go. Metal slug. What a gracious thank you from the nice Mr. Spears. Christ! I need to invest in something that will spare me the tonightness I'll develop the second I turn 20. How this guy manages that kind of volume by himself is a feat, one I don't want to be subjected to throughout the whole year. I really don't have a choice in that regard, though. A few other people in the class stand, and so do I. I'm no stranger to love. Naomi, kiss me on the cheek. I could skip, but I might need to know whatever's going on here. Miss an event date that I will skip in the future. Plus, I have a premonition that if I do, I could be found. Oh, and if he managed to find out, did anyone imagine? I wasn't necessarily sure where the auditorium was, but following the crowd that spilled out into the halls was easy enough. And eventually I saw two double doors in the distance that everyone was disappearing into. The crowd wasn't that big, so I'm assuming there will only be so many of us. Seniors are typically the lowest count in school. As I get closer and closer to the doors, a hand stops me in place and softly placed on my shoulder. Using place twice. Sorry, the sin counter just went up by 1 tick, for no good reason. Even through the fabric, I can feel the coarseness of whoever the hand belonged to. Hello, Arnold. A rather sophisticated and recognizable voice said behind me. Buddy, period, comma, that is not how you handle quotations. First off, it always goes on the inside, and secondly, that should just be the comma, and that one can just go. Actually, do periods necessitate? Because if they say something... No, you just use a... I don't fucking know. Someone please send me the rules. Turning, my shoulder is released, and I am met with a mammoth of a man. Ah, that's such a good word to describe a man. Mammoth of a man, because it rhymes. It's got that flow. It's got those bars. The video conference did not do him justice. Probably has a fisheye lens, so he looks smaller. This guy huffs jet fuel for breakfast and drinks protein for dinner. Pathetically. Most pathetically, Anon. Don't oversell yourself here, buddy. Most pathetically. I sputter. Oh, great. Don't spit those gold bars that way. Hello, Spears. He smiled a bit before continuing. Oh, yeah, because we don't have Fang. So there's no fucking concert to attend to. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Last year and officially a senior. I won't bore you with what we have already discussed, but you are welcome to. I believe you can do great things if you will set your mind toward Mr. Moose. Fun fact, whenever I type Mr. Moose into the fucking Google, it tells me, do you mean mouse? And I'm like, no, I don't. Nodding, I stay silent. Spears continues. He'd be the Goliath. He's a Goliath of a guy. You gotta alliterate, buddy. Double points. I didn't want to ask you, what did you think of our school so far? It's been 1 day, Spears. It's been a day. Give Anon a little bit of time to sleep. Give him the pat-pats. Pat, my boy. Pap. Sorry, I'm just kind of sinking in the music. Let me vibe. Contemplating my answer, I decided to just be vague. To be honest, I'm too tired to give a proper response, and if I just praise it vaguely, I could probably get away with that. It's okay. Classes are fine. I feel okay being here. By the way, is there something happening that I should be concerned about? One of his eyebrow raised as if questioning the validity of what I said, but it returns to its natural spot after a few moments, replying with a smile once more.
It is just a revitalizing speech for your seniors.
So, I don't like that, because you seniors is a little too informal for Spears. I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Put things into perspective, I say. Now, don't let me hold you any further. Go ahead and take your seat.
I like how... So, because the racism is a bit more emphasized, it kind of makes sense that Spears does this. This is not Spears warning Anon. This is him like, hey, Anon, has anyone called you a skinny yet to your face? Because I need to know. I like that angle. He's just making sure. What a good guy. Everyone pat Spears. He's a good guy. Give him pat-pats. All over the face. Shoulders. Everywhere. Collarbone. Hit him right in the funny bone. Bam! Wasn't sure what to expect. But it definitely fit what I thought it would look like. At least when you consider the simplicity of the entire school. A few front row seats each, elevated a few inches above the one before it and the stage, with a nice wooden podium situated with a stand microphone. I mean, if it's gonna be that straightforward, don't bother describing it at all. It's just an auditorium like any other. Perfect for talking ears off about whatever needed to be talked about. Like, I'm pretty sure they never described the auditorium in Gator because it doesn't need to be. They don't do it in anything else either because they have backgrounds and the environments that really matter that much. Never really used that much. Benefit of visual novels, I guess. Today was evidently not anything important if Spears' word was to be taken seriously. A pep talk for God knows how long is not what I want nor need. Most of the seats are untaken. I mean, to be fair, it's probably supposed to house the entire school, and this is like 1 to 4 years, so the smallest one too. Most of the seats are untaken. Everyone either sat with a few seats between them, and with someone else or with their friends. I'll take this one chance I'll probably ever had to stay in my own little area, with a good handful of people here. What? I'll take this one chance I'll probably ever get to stay in my own little area like a good handful of people. Okay, whatever. I pick a spot situated a row or two from the front. Paradoxical situation. It's so up front that you're the immediate audience, but nobody sits here. Perfect. The seats are rather cushiony, but feel a bit soggy. Gross. I'll be sure to put these pants in the wash when I get back. You should probably specify he's talking about his pants, because otherwise the implication is that he's going to wash the seats, which, like, hey, Ann, on school spirit, but you're overdoing it. There's a subtle murmur. Oh, it's murmur used properly. Fuck. There's a subtle murmur in the audience. Nothing too loud, and it's mostly just whispers, disregarding that girlish group sitting in the back, talking loud enough that even I could hear them. Not that there was anything of substance either, just some fashion talk or whatever. Fuck. That's a way to get Olivia, or to get Evelyn involved, because I want to use Evelyn. Evelyn and Zaida are characters that I've been dying to use. Zaida because he's the slick, suave kind of guy that I just like writing because you get to be all goofy with him. And Evelyn because I just want to write Evelyn. I just want to write a necromancer. Come on. What are they doing in high school? Stop asking questions. She can work outside of that context, but I just don't want to. This is why I'm fired. This is why when I enter the Snoot game Discord, I will vigorously be ejected by sheer force of will. It's impressive, actually. This amount of time passes him aimlessly. Yeah, you gotta right there, Senator. Don't pick first row. That's how you get picked for stupid assignments. A decent amount of time passes him aimlessly taking in the finer details of the auditorium before the lights surrounding us noticeably grew more dim and the lights on the stage brighter. The moment's got a lot quieter. Spears enters stage right and immediately begins to talk in a loud but calm manner.
Hello, students. As I'm sure you're all very much aware, this is your last year. All of you know what I expect to see. Maturity and responsibility. But most importantly of all is that I want you to reflect and project on how you got here, how you've changed, or how you... and how you'll grow, or how you grew. He straightened out his tie and looked to the left of the stage, smiling he nodded before turning back to us. Now please bring your attention to the class president and current valedictorian, Naomi Moretti.
I'm so stuck on Mia Moretti. My brain refuses. I'm also not in the Discord. I've never been there. I'm just speculating. Because my writing is hot dog shit, and all I want to do is inject other garbage into it. Safi, are you holding Anon? Safi, stop injecting it with magic! Safi, what are you doing? I'm injecting a whole custom species of mine that never got developed. Stop, Safi! Is that a bug? Yep, he's a bugman. No! Safi, please stop. You're killing him. He's already full of goop.
A little more goop never hurt around the cheeks. That's what they call Botox.
God, I'm gonna say this line again. Hopefully this time I don't say Nia.
Now please bring your...
Actually, there was a character called Nia in Ranger in the Fog. Originally, she was going to be a manifestation a la Maria from Silent Hill 2. So there you go. She got removed because, turns out the core 4 cast is enough. It's enough. I don't have enough space for 5 characters. Evelyn was going to be there, and then Evelyn got fucking shunted out. Sorry, Evelyn. Every time I try to put you in a story, you're just superfluous. It's just like me. I'm always superfluous for every job I show up for. Hey, Safi, here's a job. Sorry, whoops, your job's obsolete the second you showed up. Fuck you. I'm angry. At this point, more or less everything is canon, even the... Fuck. Anon turned into a bug. He sure is canon, right? No. There's a character I like to use who was originally made... I'm gonna close the music, I'm not gonna turn... one of the first fics that I wrote was Call Me Fang, and in Call Me Fang, a character called Trico Tarasi, who changed a lot. Like, Octave is born there as well, as is Mr. Bones and Winnie. No, Winnie not really, but evolved there a lot more. Chico Tarasi is originally a bugman, and later I wanted to write him in his own little thing, and that never happened. I don't know why, I just stopped and never got back to it. That's also where Zayd and Sebastian and a bunch of other characters would show up. But basically, Trico Tarasi no, he's not a six. Is he 6-armed? Fuck. I always imagine him with 4 arms because I always imagine him manning the piano and the drums. But I realize, in the new verse, in the one I've uploaded, Anon gets blackmailed into doing Halloween. He explicitly has 6 arms. He has one above himself and below himself, both folded together, and one in front of himself. So he has 6 arms, even though I imagine him with... Because he's an insect. He's he's based on an ant grasshopper like the Thrakreen are, so... Where the fuck did that third set of arms come from, Safi? What? I'm confused now. Well, that's why you come to me, to get confused with me. Not long after that, Oh, wait. No, I was going to read this line. Duolingo... Shit, you're right, Scary Dave.
Now please bring your attention to the class president and current valedictorian, Naomi Moretti.
There, I did it. Not long after, I hear faint steps in front of me as I see Spears walk off the stage. Looking up, I saw her. It's the girl from earlier. Naomi, was it? She was on the stage, walking towards the podium, with a neat stack of papers folded in her arms. I'll be honest, the way Naomi gets described, I do want to give her a smooch. I do want to give her a little pat-pats. Once she made it to the podium, she unfurled them. Unfurling papers sounds weird to me. I'm not. I can pretend to be a native speaker, but I am not. The microphone picking up every little crease being undone. They're all creased up. Oh, that's why she's unfurling them, because they're all wrinkled. But it's a neat stack of papers, which would not require unfurling. She seemed nervous. I mean, I don't expect anyone to have steel nerves, but for being class president, you think she'd be a bit more ironclad. Are we going with... She was in the back of class, right? In the back of class, like she is in Goodbye Volcano High. She's having the presentation on the opening. Are we going with Goodbye Volcano High, Naomi? Because if we are, 1, she is a stalker, and she technically does some pretty fucking creepy stuff that the game should not be validating. But I do think that Naomi's kind of cute. She seemed nervous. Oh, wait. Being this close, I can see everything. She's glistening a bit, and I notice a few beads of sweat going down her neck as I swore I saw her shoulders shudder a bit. No, Naomi November. Shit, Scary Dave is being... Be strong, Naomi, I believe it. I just called Scary Dave Naomi. I think he's cursed. I think you caught my gypsy curse, buddy. Which is good for me, because that gypsy curse has been haunting me for decades. Damn. I like how nobody in the group who should be saying something has said anything. Great for me. Let's not talk about goodbye $1 million, $1 million taxpayer money. Denomination not included. Listen, I like Goodbye Volcano High, okay? I think there's a lot of potential. It's a diamond in the rough. It's a diamond in the rough in a big pile of shit. And I feel that they shot themselves in the foot by spending too much money on parts that didn't matter, like the animation. I feel that making a high quality, like like PlayStation 2, like PlayStation 1 games, they want it to be 3D when they really shouldn't have and just exploited the 2D elements. Naomi, Taro fucker permanent. Oh shit, Naomi, you got me one of these for my birthday? Of course, Anon. I really want you to feel good about yourself. No, wait, that's this kind of sort of slightly upset voice is what I do for Stella. But honestly, Anon, these aspirated, just we're gonna do it. It's for Naomi. Oh, Anon, I did my best and I managed to get you one of these. Holy shit, is that a permit to fuck the Taros? Yes, Anon. Now go and be merry. Shit. After a few long moments of silence, she finally opened her mouth to speak, but nothing came out except the feedback of the microphone, giving us all a short, deafening high-tone noise. Goodbye, Volcano High. This is... Fuck. Oh, God. Oh, I'm gonna shit myself. I have been dying for someone to fucking post about Goodbye, Volcano High. Listen. I just want to see some shit, okay? Horizons broadened. Maybe I should be the person who does that, because apparently I know what I'm doing. Not. But you know what they say. If you want to break a wall, driving madly at it is the best solution. I seriously need to invest in ear protection. Even those shitty plastic earplugs would do better than getting blasted in the eardrums for the umpteenth time. After sitting up from my lurch due to the assault on my ears, I looked back up to see her stunned and her eyes darting across the crowd. Just as quickly, she returned to the stage she was at before, albeit silence once again. What the hell's that sound? Oh, it's just a fucking heater. Like clockwork, she opens her mouth once more. And this time, there's the smallest croak that escaped her. She immediately clicked her mouth shut. I then heard a few snickers here and there as I started to smile to myself. The thing is, like, actual real life, Snoot Games' school is meaner than Goodbye Volcano High's, which seems to be more, like, playful. Which, again, shifts where the dramatics should come from. Whatever. They weren't loud or anything, but loud enough to be heard from the middle row, since it was so quiet. But as soon as I heard that snicker, I looked back to the front after taking a glance of where it was coming from. You are not seeing this. Oh no, Naomi's crying on the stage. She's wrinkling her paper. How about you read the fucking fic and see for yourself, buddies? You ain't getting that from me. Tears. Silent. With nearly nothing said. That's not silent. And tears were being produced as she was clutching the papers she held with real strength behind it. The only sign she was even alive were her green... Hold up. Hold the fucking phone. First off, tears were being produced as she was clutching... whatever. But big problem. The only sign is what were refers to. The only sign she was alive was that her green eyes suddenly trembled in place. I'm sorry. I'm your English teacher. I have a loaded shotgun, and I expect more from you. The shotgun will not be used, but it is Chekhov's gun, and I can't promise anything, buddy. Am I a good writer? Will I use it before the end of the year or not? That's up to you. Actually, that's some grade A fucking intimidating your students. The right dweeb in the wrong school can make... The right dweeb in the wrong school can make all of the difference in the world. So, wake up, Mr. Moose. Wake up and boop, boop the snoots. Boop that snoot. Oh, D-Man. He's called D-Man because he's a dinosaur. Get it? That's the joke. He's a dinosaur. That's the joke. God, I hate video games that are insecure about their fucking writing. Where it's like, ha, do you get the joke? The joke is that the paper is blue. And it's like, yes, I saw. The paper's fucking blue. I have eyes. And like I said before, that if you want to, when you hint at something, you can repeat it later for the audience. But it needs to be subtle where it's like, oh, I figured that out. And then it repeats it a little later. Late enough that, I guess you got to be careful. Thinking about it, it does sound a little desperate. I think with jokes, it's worse than with observations, because observations are necessary to understand the plot. Jokes are their own thing. You got to be careful with those. Oh shit, my iFlux isn't set up properly. Whoops! I kind of... Oh no, wait. The reason they're doing this might not be Goodbye Volcano High. It might actually be because they need a replacement for the auditorium scene with Fang. Why is Chekhov's leaving his gun around? Yeah, Chekhov isn't very good with gun safety. But they're doing this not because of Goodbye Can Hide. They're doing this because they need a scene where Naomi gets fucked up so Anon can get involved in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Those snickers grew just a bit louder. Is that really all it took? I felt that killer instinct somewhere, and sure enough, I see Spears peeking over to the curtain on the right side of the stage, just staring. And then, something felt wrong, incorrect. Hold on, we need some spooky music. I got those too. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Something felt wrong. Incorrect. An incredibly small part of me feeling twisted in a way. The smile on my face slowly melting as she continued to stare there, silently letting tears fall. Before I knew, she briskly walked off stage to where Spear was. A faint murmur fell upon the audience again, and after a few minutes passed, no action on the stage. Spears suddenly stomped onto stage and pointed to a few spots that I heard the snickering from. Sternly he spoke. You and you three, to my office now! The rest of you are dismissed. I apologize for any inconvenience. Have a wonderful rest of your day. He returned behind the curtains. What the fuck just happened? Did she even say anything? Well, if you dispersed laugh enough to make a clock up... Oh shit! We're getting an alternative backstory! Hell yeah! Shaking my... Actually, I love the idea that Mia Moretti is the thing, and Mia bullied Naomi so much that Naomi's... I think there's a story in there. There's something fun in there that Anon might be able to work with. Maybe Mia is gone? Because I don't think Anon can stand up to Mia. But if you just remove Mia, it's like Naomi's like, oh, this year's going to be the good year because Mia is nowhere to be seen. I'm no longer bullied by my older sister. I can finally be myself, and this is what happens on the first day. Oh, that's good. I like that angle. But I like what I'm seeing already, so ignore my advice. That's just me thinking out loud. Ideas are cheap, executions are hard, and you're doing great so far, buddy. I got comments, but ignore them. The overall product is mwah. Chef's kiss. Shit. I choke on my own spit. Shaking my head, I join the rest of the crowd, piling out into the aisles that led to the seats, walking out the door and evidently home. I whip out my nearly dead phone to see that it's clocking at around 4 in the afternoon. Great. Hard as hell walk back home. 4 years when I got out of school, I guess. As expected, the walk back was hell. The sun is unforgiving in its never-ending rage for humanity. And all I have to do, and I have to wait several more months for this place to get manageable temperatures. And an extra one to get that cold I actually enjoy. Whoops. They didn't see Spears a full meter. Yeah, I think Spears has, he's got his super ready. He's got his basic boy move ready to get everyone into his office. He's saving the double bar for the big shot. I don't know how the fuck video games work. Sorry, I'm too dumb. Hubba. Entering my block, I pick up the pace and quickly make it towards my apartment, walking past a few steps, 2 at a time. I dart inside and lock the door behind me. It isn't that late, but I don't run risks after 3. Fuckers get jumpy around that time. I mean, they've woken up and they just took their hits and they're about to hit that withdrawal moment. I waste no time kicking off my shoes and immediately slumping into my bed, rolling up in a blanket, mentally exhausted. Virtually nothing happened, and that's what makes me more worried for what's to come. In one final attempt to soothe my nerves, I come back to one of the posts I made this morning. 404. Mission successful. So does he literally mean 404, or is it like just a slang term for the thread has been deleted or moderator locked or whatever? Because I got the original impression it literally just choked up. With more reprieve than before, I set my phone down after checking the time. 6 o'clock. I can afford to sleep now. Closing my eyes, all the mundane events of the day made it easier to knock out faster to enter tomorrow quicker. So, a thing I've been thinking of writing, okay? Hold on. So, a thing I've been thinking of writing is, the new verse is stubbing its toe every time it stumbles out. So, a thing I've been wanting to write is, Anon Isekai gets brought into the new verse, and I want to have Anon and Liz smooch. I want to do an Anon Liz ship thing, because something about that sparked something in my little baby heart. But along the way, I also want to give Anon new spheric powers so that he has a reason to be there. And part of those powers go a little hog wild. And he gets an alternative persona that sort of takes him over, in a sense. You know, get that Hyde. Except Hyde is called Nona, and she's a really nice dinosaur girl who is like, I like things, Anon, unlike you. How about you fuck off and let someone useful take over your life, you know? Which is, you know, kind of a fun angle to go with. And meanwhile, he's got Liz, who's just a nice, normal girl. Also, there's Damien. He's going to be gay for this story. For no good reason. Just so that Anon eventually is like, oh, he's not competition? You guys have been hanging out. And it's like, yeah, because he's just a little shy around the guys. He wants to kiss. Olivia's also there, and she stays the way she was in the Halloween thing, where, you know, she has powers and stuff, but she doesn't really romance anyone. I like to imagine that given the situation, she just doesn't give a shit about anyone anymore. She's like, I can make things come to life with my art. I can make my own dream husbando. She has almost certainly fucked multiple people she drew up. I like to imagine she did, because wouldn't you? You have the power to draw things and they come to life. Not like Chalk Zone where they're a little sketchy, like perfect replicas like Scribblenauts. You would draw something sexy and bone it. Don't lie to me. I will not judge. Mission successful. With more praise than ever before, I set my phone down to checking the time. 6 o'clock. I can afford to sleep now. You're going to sleep for 12 hours? Jeez. After closing my eyes on the mundane events of the day, it made it easier to knock out faster and into tomorrow quicker. That was until I remember the auditorium. So the thing I want to do for the Newverse thing, by the way, is I want to use the adoption thing, too. Because it wouldn't be too hard to inject the El Samats into the situation. You know, Saeed and Sabah. They deserve more screen time, and this is a good time to do it. Because in the Newverse, 18-year-old is not an adult. You're an adult when you have reached the age of 20 and have passed high school. You have to prove you're not a fucking clown first. And the reason they went up to 20 is for whatever reason. They just felt like it. I like to imagine it's because the person who rebuilt the world after the war was like, listen, kids are fucking stupid at 18. How about we keep them in school for 2 more years and like prepare them for actual living in society instead of just teaching them algebra? Because propaganda is what got this war started, and we need to anti-propaganda. The irony is not lost on them, which is the funny part. That's the definition of the word. The best the world can do is to... Zavarudo, sleep! God damn it, Jojo. You can't keep using Zavarudo to get an extra couple of 40 winks. Jojo is getting a midday nap, golden wind. Actually, that's a different JoJo. I know that much. More specifically, what didn't happen. I assume she had a whole speech planned for us, but just locked up. I would have brushed that all aside if it weren't for the fact that nearly nothing happened to her. Again, you would expect the class president to have some backbone, and yet one snicker was enough to cause her to shatter, and she didn't make so much as a peep. I want you all to reflect and project. Project what? My Hadouken! I already reflect enough, and projecting is what I do best. Puts me away faster than anything else. If all those icebreakers are something to speak about, then I already am doing a great job. Nobody cares, and I woun't want it any other way, because I don't either. I just want to stay alone and not try, and so far I've done just that. Some art credits. Okay, cool. You know, like I said, the problem with writing right now is that I'm still stuck with Ranger in the Fog. I am finishing that before I do anything else. Anything else is hard. I have some ideas rattling around up there, but they ain't solidifying. They are not doing what they need to do. They aren't crystallizing in my little hands. Jesus Christ. This has been up for 5 days. And it has 170 kudos, 22 comments, 28 bookmarks, and 2,600 hits. Dang. Like I said, man wrote something smashing. He should have included a heart in one of his descriptions. Jerk. I wonder where this is going. And also, how this man had the fucking guts to make his cover art hands. Let's see. Invested. Ever so bored. No confidence. And I'm being in a worse mental state. I mean, he has to be in order to go earlier, I guess. The Naomi fic is real. The Numi fics.
Naomi fans eating tonight.
Maybe. Would I write a Naomi fic? Probably. I could. But would I do it with Enon? I kind of want him to hitch up with Evelyn, if anything. It's an odd combo. It works. Safi, you're not writing anything. You're just ideas. All you're doing is talking about ideas. You're not finishing Ranger in the Fog. You have all this other stuff out there. You're not really writing any structure down. The most you've written down is this world-building bird exercise, and you're probably not finishing that either. I hate myself. I hate this week. I hate everything that's been happening for a while. I'm going to take a shot in the dark and guess it was Trish, Fang, and Reed having a little laugh. Makes sense. Wonder a worm drama Nasser will be used. Has her original pre-Nasser. Pre-Nasser? Oh, he was actually... Oh, no, this hasn't been up for 11 November. 11 November? 10 November. Oh, this is... But it says published 17th. Weird. I guess it was in private or something. The year 2019. And Enon's senior year started in 2019. Did it? I thought it was 2021. Oh no! Safi, it skipped over! You idiot! He goes up in January, so the year's already passed. Bleh. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I should just fucking jump off a building. It's clearly not going to go anywhere. I'm not writing, I'm not YouTubing, I'm not even capable of hosting my own D&D game. My tabletops have died. Everything's dead. Everything I touch dies and goes to summer camp for some reason. And it isn't just an NPC, though, to put it in words. This variant feels different somehow. I don't see his plans to go unnoticed. He just is present here. Only person that Anon should fall in love is it's Raptor Jesus. Can I get an amen? Amen. Pray for Anon. Pray for his soul. Ugh. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of everything and nothing happening. Noom and Nani. I miss the days when I could carefreely write and just have some fun. Picky Promise, going on the read list. What a good, fun story. Only one chapter, but I'm looking forward to the rest. That's great. That's fucking great. It does leave Fang open season. It's your time to shine, Scary Dave. Make it count. I am 45 minutes late for bed. Fuck. This week sucks. You know, I really wish I did just jump off a fucking building. Everything is going bad. Finances, bad. Emotional state, bad. Diet, bad. Physical condition, fuck, I'm tired. Writing, nothing. Creatively, nothing. Social, nothing. It is a week of suffering. Bonked on the head with a hammer. I'm going to lie down. I'm going to tell you all, have a good weekend. Just make something of it. Make some memories that you can cling to when the times get rough. Because I might not always be there to tell you that I got it worse. And without that pick-me-up, I don't know where you'll make it. I feel like saying something silly like... I just going to get the...